Hey everybody, welcome to the first webinar in the Teacher Gift Challenge. So this one, we're going to cover off quite a bit of stuff. Got a couple ideas for you guys too that we can be trying and working on and testing and launching and profiting and all that good stuff. So first things first, if you can hear me and see Google on the screen right now, just give me a 1 in the chat box. Right on. Awesome, awesome. And number 2, where are you from? Let me know where in the world you're located. I just like to see. Holy cow. So we've got Boston, USA, Singapore, Sydney, Clovis, California. Got people from everywhere here. Any Canadians? Gotta be Canadians. I know you guys are around me here. Anyway, I'm in like London, Ontario. So I'm about 2 hours from Detroit, 2 hours from Toronto. And today, I'm going to dive right in because I got a lot to cover, and I want to make sure you guys, there's a lot of new people too that haven't really been on a challenge before, and I want to make sure I cover everything from square one, because whenever I'm running these, I just assume that people know nothing, and that way I make sure I cover everybody. So we're going to do beginner, intermediate, and advanced stuff throughout the whole challenge. And of course, you get full support on the forums too, and there's a lot of you on there now. We're almost about to cross 250 active members on the forums. There's over like 700 members total, but some of them aren't active. So anyway, it's growing nicely. And so let's start with this. Right now is what, May 28th. So during a typical school year, I'm just gonna show you this. School year in North America anyway. And I'm doing North America because that's where I am. So what time does it start? What time does it end? That's what I probably should put. When does school end in, we'll do Canada. June 25th, right? So we're about a month ahead of this. But here's the deal. June 25th is the last day of school. Now, this year, there is no last day of school because of this coronavirus. So what people do, and even if you don't have kids, it doesn't matter. Even if you have grandkids, it's fine. Or you have no kids, it's fine. It doesn't matter if you are a parent. It's the only thing that matters is you can produce gifts that people can give to a parent. And this can be, like, my wife is a teacher, and I know for a fact that at least 80 to 90% of her students bring in a gift on the last day of school and give it to her. And it could be like chocolate or a gift card or some soaps or coffee mugs are huge. Little travel mugs, whatever it may be. I know this, I've witnessed this, and I think it's an area that a lot of online marketers don't really look at. So that's why I decided to do this challenge, because people do give gifts to teachers. And if you go like this, and the states is similar. Some of the states further south, I think their school year is a little bit different. Like it's off by a month. And I know around the world it's different too, but that's fine. We can go anywhere in the world that we want to sell our stuff. So if you go like this, teacher gifts, there are so many out there. Like it is just literally insane, the number of teacher gifts that you can find. Even here's one that comes up. Zazzle is a big site for a lot of print-on-demand stuff, but there you go. Teacher search, best teacher. We found one result. Best teacher search result. Jennifer Socrates. So something as corny as that is a cute little mug. So what you do is you go use your screenshot program, and you take a screenshot of it, and then we're going to put that into a nice little file. So let's go here. So this is what I use Snagit. You can use whatever you want. There's free ones too. So I'm going to save this as D drive challenges, and I'll call this one teacher gift. So you're going to make a folder on your computer and call it teacher gift challenge, and call this research. And within this folder, you're going to save all your images. There. I'll just kind of minimize that. Then the next step, and if you guys have been on here before, you know what I'm going to do, but let's go here. Everybody can use this. It's free. Google Sheets. I'm going to create a new sheet. And you're going to call it If I'm moving quick, don't worry. You can actually get the replay and go through this. So teacher gift challenge 2020 research. There we go. So here, first column, gonna be image. I don't know what this. Got it. Go away. Image, and this will be kind of the quote that's on it. And then what do we do? Status. We can even do a product type if we want, but we know what it is. So you can start with those three, and you put a date here too if you want. Okay, so let's just make this look pretty. And yeah, so somebody was commenting, this is way different than the other webinar that they were on. It is, because now I go into detail. And like I said, you're going to be watching me over the shoulder, do all this stuff in like excruciating detail. So now my first one, what I want to do is put a picture, and I found that inserting a picture is best. So you go insert, image, image in cell, and then you just browse, and then you can go to your folder. And there's the one we just had. It's going to go super tiny. So that, we can't really read it. So the secret is kind of drag this over, and then we'll make it a square. Well, actually, I'll make it even bigger so you guys can see it. Oops. So I can drag the columns around. Make it big, nice and big. It's just digital space, so on Google servers, so who cares, right? So then you just go teacher search. Best teacher. Now this one would involve some graphics, but it wouldn't be hard to replicate. For best teacher, and then search result. So the personalized stuff online works really, really, really well. And the beauty of that is we can easily do something where the person types in their teacher's name, and then it will automatically go on the mug or the traveler or the shot glass or whatever we want to put it on. Using like Gear Bubble, we can do that. Also got some other ideas I'm going to show you. And this challenge too, I'm going to show you a slightly different way to do things in a couple of areas. That's going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. And then for this, I'll just put pending, and the date is today. There. So that's number one. Now let's go back here. Zazzle seems to have quite a few of them. So you can go on Zazzle while you're here, and you can just put this. Teacher gifts, or gift. See what comes up. I don't even know what they're going to show me. So they've got bags and notepads. There's another one, retired teacher. Keychains, pens, pencils, a whole bunch of stuff. There's a travel mug. So let's have a look at this. So look at this. These mugs cost like $38.45 per mug. Can't really read it very well. That one. Oh. Wow, I'm not crazy about the mock-ups on here, but it's an idea. So let's go take a little screenshot. Save it. When you're doing your research, the beauty of it is you don't have to be picky because there's so much. Like basically the more you have on your sheet, the better, because then you're going to be able to pick and choose the ones that you actually want to test. And that's the beauty of it. So again, it'll make it super small in this cell. So I just got to drag it down a little bit more. Now this is very difficult to read, but I'm going to try. Teacher. A multi-tasking educational, wow, I can't even read that. Educational rock star who lives to inspire. Okay. to inspire. And go back here. And loves to encourage. They're kind of a big deal. And my encourage, then comma. Probably want to get your grammar and spelling right on these. And then teacher name. And you could even put teacher school too, if you wanted. Because you can put more than one personalized thing on it. There, so there's two. Not crazy about that one. I'll tell you, typically, when you're doing this, like a mug or a travel mug or whatever it may be, what you want to have is something like funny, works really well. You can go on the mushy side, like the emotional or sentimental side, and that works really, really well with things like necklaces, which I'll show you too. But this works, this is kind of in between. I'm not crazy about that one, but like I said, I put it in there just because I'm not being picky right now at all. So I'm just going to quickly scan through here. See if there's like this type of deal too, world's best teacher. You can do that. But I don't really research much on Zazzle, to be honest. Here's Etsy. So here we go. Etsy gifts for teachers. Let's click it. You can get a whole ton of ideas here because this is cool too. I love looking on Etsy because you get the bestseller tag. And those are the ones that you want to be really focusing on because they're actually selling quite a few. So if we go through and start here, so open this in a new tab, you're going to see that, thank you for helping me write a chapter I'll never forget. Love, Miles. Now, this is an engraved bookmark, but that does not matter because you can take that exact same thing and you can put that on multiple different products. So all we're going to do is do that. Save it. Then we're going to scroll down a little bit. I'm going to put it right here. Insert image. Which is why I really like Etsy because you can get ideas from products like an engraved wooden bookmark and you can transfer it to other things like a coffee mug or like a traveler or whatever you want. Thank you for helping me write chapter. And teachers would love this. Never forget. And then like love kid's name. So that's where you personalize it. And we know this is good because it's actually a bestseller on Etsy. I mean, it's not getting a ton of sales, but whenever you get the bestseller tab, it's pretty good. So this, when you're looking at an Etsy page, there's 522 sales. That's for the whole store. But it looks like total shop reviews is 54. Sometimes they'll say ratings for this product and ratings for the shop. But if you look through the reviews, you can see people do take like a picture and you can see what product they're actually talking about. So, excuse me, something like this. So this Christina Morales actually took the time out of her day to customize it. Oh, the teacher's name's at the top. Okay, so let's fix that too. I didn't see that on here. So let's put that 2 spots for personalization. Teacher name, and then that, and then love the kid's name. Okay. That's why you got to go through some of these too. But so this person took time out of her day to take a picture, upload it to Etsy, and then do a review, getting 5 stars. This one, lovely, perfect teacher gift. This one, great customer service, very quick and efficient, love the product. Shipping took longer than expected, but the customization and quality is worth the wait. Presentation, super cute, and had a nice handwritten note. See, that's a good idea too. So all of this stuff, you can say, get your kid to give us a teacher, put a nice handwritten note inside it, inside the mug, with the traveler, with the gift box, whatever it may be. Then we can see more. I adore this. It was a perfect gift for my mom for Mother's Day. So this is different, but that's actually Mother's Day. Mom, thank you for helping me write the chapter and loving me through the whole story. So that's like a Mother's Day one. Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day. Okay, so let's go back to the main page here on Etsy, and let's look at the next one. So here's something. Now, I am Canadian, but I do not speak French anymore. We had to take it in elementary school and high school, but I don't even know what that says. So if you speak French, go for it. I don't, so I don't know. But here's an idea, like Mrs. Taylor. So you could take something like that and easily do up an apple and put the teacher's name on it. This is like a water bottle. Very cool. Bookmark. Personalized premium leather book. Again, so let's see if there's anything on it besides the initials. It looks like it's just the initials of the teacher. I mean, you could do that. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting into some stuff. All right. So this little baby, I'll make that as big as I can. So this is what's called a message card, and we can do these too. We don't have this piece of jewelry, but we can do everything else on here, and we can sell this. So it says teacher, noun, provider of knowledge and insight, one who inspires, motivates, and open up minds to endless possibilities, one who blah, 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 blah. So this is something that we are actually going to sell. We're going to use ShineOn to do this. So what I'm going to do is take a picture of that. And you can see they kind of went a little bit more on the sentimental side with this, which is fine. Because when you combine sentimental with something like a necklace or jewelry, it works really, really, really well. So I'm not limiting you guys to saying we're just doing coffee mugs, or we're just doing travel mugs, or we're just doing message cards. I'm going to get you guys to explore a whole bunch of different products, and we're going to put a little spin on that too, because when you find something that works, we're going to basically expand that quote that you have to a whole bunch of different products. So let's go teacher. Now these ones, we can't customize, we can't personalize, but you don't really need to. Noun, then we'll go number one. And you don't, like, I don't suggest that you do it word for word. I mean, you can, but you got to make the design different or something different about it. Because you can't just take a picture of this and then just slap it on your own product, because that's like carbon copy, and we don't want to do that. So make your own version using this as kind of inspiration. So one who inspires, motivates, and opens up minds to endless possibilities. One who makes a positive. And on these message cards too, you can get pretty wordy with them. Like you can do a lot of words because it will show up fine. And I'll show you how to do this with templates and everything. There. Okay. Pending. Now along that same line, while we're in here, let's go here and scroll down a little bit. So you can see this is a bestseller, teacher gift. Now what this person did was they kind of, they like keyword stuffed the title, right? Which is fine. So finish, length, quantity, whatever. Now here's where you can see reviews for this item, reviews for the shop. So there's 13 reviews for this item. So you can see that people are already responding to it. So my teacher's child loved it, fast shipping. Gem is a little darker than picture, but still a nice piece of jewelry. Just as described, my sister loved it. So, ooh, my sister loved it. So when you're running ads, it doesn't have to be a parent buying it for a kid to give to their teacher. It could be somebody buying it for their sister or their mom or their niece or anything. So that's another ad angle that you can look at when you're running teacher gifts, It could be like a family member or a friend buying it for a friend. So that's why I really, really, really like this, because if you look at this too, very simply, how many teachers are in the United States? We'll just do that. How many teachers are in the US? 3.2 million full-time equivalent schools according to federal projections. So let's look at this. Let's open this up. Let's say how many schools? High schools. I don't know if this is high schools or whatever, but so 3.2 million teachers in the US. Let's look at this one. 3.7 in 2019. What percentage of the US population are teachers? 2%. That's cool. How many high school teachers? 2018, 1 million. So you got like a pretty big, odds are somebody knows somebody who's a teacher. That's the whole point of my little sidetrack there. So if there's 3.2 million there, and then we go in, now there's going to be far less in Canada, but there's still a lot. So about 750,000 in Canada. Now that was June 2014. Here's my province, 160,000. So it is a nice niche that we can get to. Right? So it doesn't matter if it's the parent buying it for the kid to give to the teacher. It could be, like I said, family members, friends, dads, moms, they'll buy it for their kids. Teacher loved her necklace. Ship quick. It will be great for a teacher moving on to new adventures. Didn't say anything on those ones. I think Etsy's putting the ones with the comments first, which is a good idea. So there you go. So there's a teacher kind of message card that I really like. So let's change this up for 1 second. See if the results shift a little bit. And they do. So here I just put in teacher gifts. And here I put in teacher appreciation gift. And I get slightly different ones. So I got a bestseller here. What's this one say? The impact of a great teacher has a beginning but no end. Tie this bracelet on your wrist, close your eyes and make a wish. When this bracelet starts to fray, you will know your wish is on its way. Okay, super corny, but it's got 27 reviews, and we could easily put that on a message card. So let's go like this. Now we're not going to say tie this necklace to your wrist, but I don't know, wear this around your neck. When it breaks and falls off in the shower, then you know your wish is on. I don't know. We don't even have to do that part, but you get the point. Let's go save. Let's minimize this. And we'll put this one in here. So we'll go insert. And this same kind of saying could be easily transferable to other product types as well. So the impact of a, now this, I guess this part is not 100% necessary. I just like to do it because it saves me time later. Instead of having to type out stuff for a designer, I just copy and paste. So I guess you don't have to do this, but like type it out like I am. So this one says tie this bracelet on your wrist. Close your eyes and make a wish. When the bracelet starts to fray, you will know your wish is on its way. Super corny, but sometimes corny stuff works. And just because I think it's corny doesn't mean that you know, a teacher might think it's cute. But I'm not a teacher. I'm middle-aged white male, so of course I'm not going to tie a bracelet to my wrist and make a wish. But you know, some people might enjoy that, so why not? Oh, and the other thing, when you go on a page like this, if you scroll down, you'll see more of the like related items that they offer on their store. And just keep scrolling down, you'll see even more. So we're getting more. Here's another one, which is looking pretty cool as far as the message card goes. To an amazing teacher, let's make that bigger. You've made my knowledge of the world heightened, trying to make the loose ends of my learnings tightened, and for what I still don't know, I'm excited, not frightened. You left me a better person, curious and enlightened. Thank you for all you are and for your giving spirit. Well, that doesn't rhyme. So they had all their words rhyming except the end one. I don't know about that one. I'm not even going to bother. That's really weird. But I could be wrong. No, I don't. Well, there's one sale. Yeah, well, I guess, you know what? We're doing research, so what the hell? Who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind later. I don't like the wording personally because I think it's very jumbled, but this is a case where, you know what? I don't have to retype that whole thing if I just do it once. So this one, right? Yeah. So I don't want to go against my own advice. Just basically dump anything in here that you see, that you even have an inkling. Maybe you like the wording up here, like to an amazing teacher. So you could use that on other ones. And then maybe you do like the poem. So I'm just going to put the poem here. You've made my knowledge of the world. Now, if somebody came to you and saw this being advertised on Facebook, I mean, they got a pretty strong argument that they made it first, because this seems like somebody just wrote a weird poem but I mean, there's not much they can do about it if you do your own version of it. For what? See, that's the part I don't get. I still don't know. I'm excited, not frightened. You've left me a better person, curious and enlightened. So why didn't they just end it there? Thank you for all you are and for your giving spirit. There. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Okay, pending. Probably not going to do that one, but what the hell? I'll put it in my file. My, like, just in case file. So where were we? We're here. So let's scroll down and look at there. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at all the teacher ones coming up now. So you just go to the next one. And something like this, teacher, noun, a superhuman individual capable of producing miracles every day. Yeah, I mean, it's got 6 sales. There's a whole bunch of other ones coming up now down here too. So we could try it. If anything, we're doing research, so let's dump it in our sheet. But this is one that, you know, you could put on a mug, or you could put on a travel mug, or even Gear Bubble has these little wine glass things. Let me show. I'm going to sidetrack here for a sec. Just go in here. Go in here. Okay, so I'm in like my Gear Bubble account, but I want to show you this, kind of the options. So we got coffee mugs. We got even necklaces. Now we're going to do message cards on ShineOn, but shirts or hoodies, I wouldn't really bother with that. Pillowcases, nah. Posters, not really. All over prints, no. Laser engraved, could never sell these. But a shot glass, maybe. Here's the one though. Travel mug, that's a good option. So the coffee mug, the travel mug, freeform necklace, no. But traveler mug, tumbler, this is the one that I think will work very well with teachers. So just gonna move that over. If you find something like this and you put it on, like, you know, a wine mug, or even put all the funny quotes onto like a wine, it's like a heated, like a thermal wine. It's like a travel mug, but it's for wine. Put it that way. That can work very well. Did I save this? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's go to our sheet and let's insert this one. Okay. All right, so this is teacher. I don't know why they always do this noun teacher thing. Kind of weird. And I would just go like this, a super human. But I would put like, thank you for the great year or something like that. So I just kind of change it to suit my own needs, I guess. There. All right, let's go back here, scroll down. So we got a whole bunch of other ones. That just caught my eye because it's so long. Oh, might be an idea. But there was a white one here that I wanted to look at. Because you don't have to do like a dark background. That's actually very nice. Now check this out. You've made my knowledge of the world heightened. Where have we seen that before? The exact same quote, but a different design. I really like that design too. So let's take a picture of that because you don't want to get stuck with just one. Let's scroll down here. So there's 5 reviews for the item. Very fast shipping, very pretty. My son's special education teachers are going to love them. So she probably bought more than one. Such a cute, sweet, and affordable teacher's gifts. 56 bucks Canadian. I don't know what that is American. A lot less in American. So pretty. Love it. Great teacher gift. Cool. All right, let's put this in our sheet. And then the beauty of it is I don't have to type that over again because it's the exact same quote as far as I can tell. Right? Isn't it? Yeah, let's just copy this. Save some time. Cool. So we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess I go by the columns. So we're at row number 9. So we got a header row. So there's 8 of them so far. So we need a couple more. Now for you guys, I want you to get 50 in here. Okay. I'm not going to do 50 live because you guys will fall asleep watching me do this. But I could spend all day in here just going through possibilities because I know that one of my big winners is going to be in this sheet. Here's a different looking one. Teachers plant the seeds of knowledge that will grow forever. Beautiful necklace. Memorial. Okay. Oh, I'm going to do that one just because there's more I got to show you. So you get the idea with the message cards for teachers. Here's one like kindergarten teacher, right? So it could be grade 3 teacher, yeah, so let's do a little screenshot of that because I do want you guys to think a little bit beyond just to my teacher, and it could be to my kindergarten teacher, to my grade 1 teacher, to 1 to 8, and then to my grade 9 teacher if you really wanted, and then into high school to my professor. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. So let's go insert. I think kindergarten teachers are pretty special too because that's the kid's first one, and you know, mom and dad are kind of letting go a little bit. In that they're letting their little baby go be, you know, trusting someone else to take care of them for the day and teach them. So kindergarten teachers are really good. So thank you for all your patience day to day, teaching to be kind and fair. Appreciate all the sweet things you do and for helping our through the year. This one's long, but we know you work hard from bell to bell. This is cool, this part. So here's a token of my appreciation for a job you do so well. That part right there is the selling point, I think. This last line. So here's a token of my appreciation for a job you do so well. You even slap that on any of your message cards and it'll sell really well, because it's basically, it's saying thank you, but in a much more in a better way than just hey thanks. It's like it's worded very nicely, and that's what you get when you look at these. So now swap out. You'll do up a little template, which is very easy. I'll show you guys how to do it, and then you can swap out kindergarten for any grade that you want. So I like that one. I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that an elephant? Is that an? I don't know what that. I think it's an elephant. Weird. But you can see it actually. I think it sells. I don't see any reviews here on the top ones. Oh, here's one. Yeah. Beautiful necklace, but I got the wrong insert to my necklace. I've reached out to them and will update my review when I hear back. I won't be able to get a new insert. I was planning on giving it as a gift in a couple days. Oops. I put the wrong insert. Shame, shame, shame. All right, so you can go through all that. I'm going to open this in a new tab, move it over here. So I'm gonna give you guys a little secret at the end of this webinar. So if you want to see the secret, you gotta stay. All right, so we've got all that. Let's go here and let's go back to Google. Now I'm gonna put teacher wine glass, because it doesn't have to be mushy, it can be funny. So you could now, okay, I'm going to open this up. This is going back to Etsy, but it says because distance learning, something like that, has like 16 sales. This is like a wine glass, but remember I showed you over here, you could put it on this wine glass. Now it's not a glass, it's like a kind of like a travel mug, but you could put that saying on here if you wanted. Now, the one thing I'm a little concerned about is distance learning. Might be an issue when you're running ads, but who knows? You don't really know until you run it. The one thing I will say is don't say the words quarantine, don't say the word self-isolation, don't say the word coronavirus, don't say the word virus in any of your ads or your products, because Facebook will flag it and they'll basically restrict your ad account, and then you'll go into review and then you may or may not get it back, and that is not fun. So if in doubt, check on the forums with me and I'll let you know my opinion. Now I'm not Facebook, but I know what people have been getting banned for, and I know what people are running because I see so many of them. But this is just as simple, because distance learning, and you could put that on a wine glass from like Gear Bubble, and you could sell that pretty easily. That's why I typed in here, teacher wine glass, right? Here's another one, because parents, because first graders. So let's say a parent has a kid in because kindergartners, right? Because parents. And then you could put a little note on it saying, we thought you might enjoy this little wine glass. So it doesn't have to be like a heartfelt message from the student to the teacher. It could be something funny from the parent to the teacher. So these are all very cool. So let's insert this one. So there we go. I don't really have to type these, but let's put it like that. Okay, let's go back here. Because virtual teaching. So this is huge. The virtual teaching thing that people are doing is it's crazy for teachers. They were just thrown into the fire, like given no time to prepare all this stuff, and they had to learn all new ways to teach. And I have kids. I have 5 kids, and 4 of them are in school. One of them's not in there yet, but I see the difficulty that they go through every day, especially my wife trying to set all this stuff up, because she has to learn new systems and new ways to teach that they're not taught in teachers' college. They're just like, okay, set up a Google Classroom and contact your kids and get them on there. And it is hilarious to me to see how many parents can't even sign into Google Classroom. Like, she has to get on a call with the parents to get them signed into Google Classroom, because when you have a Google account, so say you go into your email and you're signed in, well, if you want to sign into your kids' Google Classroom, Google makes it very difficult because they're not clear that you've got to sign out of your Google account first, then sign into your son's Google account to get into his Google Classroom. Well, some parents don't understand that. And they're like, I go to Google Classroom and it doesn't show what you're showing on your screen. I don't get it, blah, blah, blah. And then she has to get on like a 15-minute call and walk them through it. I'm like, holy crap. I said, just shoot a friggin' video and send them the video of how to log out and log in. I'm not sure if she did that or not. She doesn't really listen to what I say all the time, but let's see. Here we go. Because teachers can't live on apples alone. Very cool. That's a neat one. Mondays are for the, oh, okay. So these are all like wine glasses. So, oh, here's an example. So you see this and you go, well, that's very cool. You know, quarantine, it's very timely because we're in the quarantine right now. If you were to run this on Facebook, I guarantee you your ad account's getting restricted, because Facebook has bots, and the bots read your ad they read your ad copy, and they can scan the image and they can read the text that's on the image. And if they see this word, you're going to get restricted automatically. So, I mean, if you don't believe me, try it. You'll be kicking yourself. But these do work. It's just we cannot run them. So that's the difference. You'll see a lot of stuff that works and a lot of stuff that sells. For example, here's one. This works. A teacher mask, right? Teacher Strong, bestseller. Ooh, look at all these reviews. Well, 9 reviews for this. This works. It does sell. I would not run a mask on Facebook ads because you'll be restricted in a heartbeat. And honestly, I don't care how you word it. They will catch you. If they don't catch you right away, they'll catch you eventually. So, you know, if you want to run masks, open up an Etsy store. You can see a lot of guys already have. And a lot of guys are selling a lot of these, but there are some places that you cannot sell them. Okay, so don't run ads to a mask, but if you want to run masks, go on Etsy, create a little store, and upload them there. Okay, just a warning, because I know some people are going to get stung by that. They're going to be like, what's wrong? Why'd I get banned? That's why. So let's clean this up a little bit. Not that one. There. Oh, I lost my one I was doing. Crap. Dummy. Okay, so let's see if we have any other ones. Oh, here's an example. This is kind of what I'm talking about that we have available. So something like this. Teachers in 2020, the one where we let our teacher wear her pajamas for class, mute us when she wanted, chew her lunch, and drink her coffee hot. I don't know if that got any sales, but that particular product is what we can offer. Okay, let's scroll down and see if there's any related. Zoom Teacher 2020, that's funny. Mute and chill. Actually, teachers might get this, but it's got a little bit more graphics involved, but it's pretty funny. Same with this one, mute and chill. And here's the mugs, Zoom Teacher 2020. You could get one of those done if you wanted. Just scrolling down here. Oh, here's another one. Because apples, wait, what? Because teachers can't survive on apples alone. All right, well, that's interesting. It's a little different product anyway, but that's a product that we can offer. Save. Oh no, put it right there. So I went over my 10 already, but you can see how easy it is to just do this research. Just open. And then we'll just go like this. Now, if you're worried about how do I do the design? How do I get this on here? How do I upload it? How do I market it? Well, that's the next webinar. So I got you covered. We're doing things in step by step here because I can't dump everything on you in one day, which brings me to kind of another side note. I get sidetracked all the time, but I recently I still buy courses. I still buy everything because I want to see if I can pick up any golden nuggets, and I don't know everything. And the only way to expand and get better at your craft is to look at what others are doing too, and seeing if you can pick up golden nuggets and that kind of thing. Anyway, some guy was putting on, like, he advertised it as like a Google Ads workshop, and so I bought it. I think it was 97 bucks, and I went on it. The workshop was live, and if anybody can guess how long it was on the chat here, I'll give you a free month on PPC Coach right now. Go ahead, type some numbers in. How long do you think his workshop was live? Let's see if you guys are awake. 1 hour, 3 hours, 15 minutes, 3 hours, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45, 10. Okay. I'll give you guys one more second. 8 minutes. 5, 6 hours. 1 hour, 15 minutes. Okay. Well, somebody was close, but not quite. 9 hours. 9 frickin' hours. From 3 o'clock until whatever time that was, midnight, I think he ended. I actually went off it. I'm like, I'm just going to get the replay. Like, he took breaks. He literally said, okay, we're going to do a 20-minute intermission, and he would, like, play music. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, I can't even remember what my point was. But, oh, I will never do that to you. That was my point. It was like a whole day live event, but he did it online, and he only charged 97 bucks for it. But I couldn't sit through it. I can't sit through a 20-minute presentation from somebody. I got to get the video, and I got to watch it later on 2 times the speed because I can't. My like ADD won't let me sit there and watch the whole thing. I get distracted. So anyway, I just, when I watched that, I was like, wow. So what I learned from purchasing that was what not to do. And so you don't just learn what to do, but you also learn what not to do. And I learned big time what not to do, that I will never, ever in a million years. He didn't advertise it as an all-day event. He advertised this as a workshop. So I'm thinking, okay, an hour, maybe 2. he'll get through everything. But he tried to cover everything in the kitchen sink in 9 hours, and I know there's no way somebody can sit down from 3 o'clock till like, I guess that's midnight, right? And just sit on their computer and watch a guy like babble on. And there was a lot of like, some of you might think I'm bad for getting sidetracked. Holy crap. Worst thing I ever did. Anyway, it wasn't even school class. Like school, there's some comments coming in, like school class is fine because it's like an hour and, well, I don't know how long school classes are now, but an hour and 45 minutes, but 9 hours. I was like, go away. Are you kidding me? How are you doing this? And why would you do that? Just break it up. Okay, here's one. So we can keep going through this. I think you guys get the idea. Samantha's quarantine class. Yeah, that would work, but we can't use it because it's got the word quarantine. Here's another one. Just to show you what not to do. I was social distancing before it's cool. Hilarious. Love it. But you can't run that because it says social distancing. And the bots on Facebook can pick that up. So, okay, your homework, and then I'm going to show you the secret here. And this is something that maybe you guys have seen before, maybe you haven't, but I'm going to throw it out there because that's my job. I want you to create your sheet, image, quote, status, date, insert your images, type out the quote, put the word status pending, date you added it, okay? But instead of having, like I've got 13 on here because I'm on row 14, you have to go to row 51, which is right here. So you got to add a lot more than I do. And I do add a lot more. Sometimes I'll add like 100 or 200 to these. Sometimes I'll just be bored and I'll go on here and I'll start researching ideas for different niches. So I've got some evergreen niches. I've got, you know, I'm already starting to think about Christmas stuff and what I'm going to do then. And it is May. And Christmas doesn't start for me till September. So you can create a sheet for each one. I do suggest, you know, Teacher Challenge 2020 research sheet, and it's got to have at least 50 images on there with the quotes and the status and the date. Now, here's what I'm going to show you. There are, so this is all print on demand and stuff we can do. Now, I'm not going to really go into detail on this, but I'm going to give you an idea, and this idea might blow your mind. So, teacher gift package. See if I can find it again. Oh, this is cool. What did you? Gift card, small themed gift or gift basket with gift card that aligns with teachers' interests. Anything kid made or a gift that comes directly from the child. Supplies or books. Heartfelt note from a parent of volunteer your time. Well, that sucks. They should be saying they want all the stuff that Will recommends in for print on demand. So that is clearly the website's wrong. Teacher gift ideas, how to create the perfect teacher basket. Teacher gift basket. Ooh. Okay, well, what did this say? Small themed gift or gift basket. So, you know what? Cool. Here's one on Etsy. Let's see what this is. Let's check this out. Personalized teacher gift basket. Ooh. Mentor gift spa. Teacher spa gift box. Coffee gift box. Teacher gift end of year. Only 3 left. Mentor. Okay, don't want mentor. Teacher gift basket. Okay, so let's just look at this as an example. Mrs. Mills. So it's actually a bucket. Miss Bruna. So somehow they printed out, you know what, I bet they used one of those little Cricut things with the vinyl and the my wife's got one for crafts and scrapbooking. So you can actually, I'm not saying go out and buy like a $500 little printer. I'm just using this as an idea example. So say you wanted to do a personalized teacher gift basket, or maybe you want to do a gift basket. So you go to the dollar store and you buy a bucket, you put some stuff in it, and then you put some, maybe you put a little note in there instead of writing this. Or you could find something that's getting a lot of sales on Etsy, like Bestseller, here we go, like this. So look at this. It's got like a message card. They got like lavender, soap, whatever. 13 sales. Okay, we sent this as a teacher appreciation gift. I noted to the seller to provide information on who it was from. Oh, oops, seller didn't provide that. Okay, well that's not good. Anyway, the point is this. There is nothing stopping you as a marketer and as an entrepreneur from saying to this person, I don't even know who this is, okay, but contacting this person and saying, hey, you've got this gift box. I want to sell it, but can I send you the money and a list of people to send it to? And then you do that, and then I'll pay you in advance, but I need a little bit better rate than the retail rate in order to do this. This is a method that a lot of guys are doing now. Instead of, now this is not print on demand. This is basically like drop shipping with an Etsy supplier. Okay. So this is just a little taste of something that you can do, and you don't have to go with this one, but if you see a bestseller on Etsy, I can't even remember how to do bestsellers. I don't think you can sort by bestsellers, but it doesn't even have to be a teacher thing. Let's look at, okay, well, say the bookmark guy. Remember, we actually looked at this. So say you're like, man, I really like that. This bookmark is awesome. So you contact them. Now, this is a little cheap, but I probably wouldn't do this. It's got to be probably $50 plus, 50 to 100, I think, because you have to leave some margin in there for you to actually make some money. But that's not a good idea then. So let's go back here. Find something a little more. Oh, we can do this. Sort by 50 to 100. Aha. The sign, right? Home Sweet Classroom. Any bestsellers on here? Yeti personalized. That's a good idea too. Teachers love the Yeti. Okay, here's an idea. Personalized 26-ounce Yeti water bottle with chug lid or twist lid. Teacher gift. They even say it right in there. So you select that, add personalization. So you could just put the teacher's name on there. So say you wanted to sell personalized Yeti gifts, but you don't have the ability, first of all, you don't have these in supply and you don't have the ability to personalize them. Well, then you go here and you contact this seller. And you say, hey, this listing, I really like it. I think I can sell these on like Facebook. Can we work out some kind of deal where I sell them, I send you the money, and maybe I do up a Google sheet of the information where you send it, and then I can get a little bit better rate than the $55 Canadian from you, and you'll be surprised at how many of these sellers go for it. So this is just a little secret way that you can sell more than just what's available from the print-on-demand companies. You can go beyond. So if you see something unique like this, like these Yeti mugs, teachers love these. They just love these to death. But think beyond that too. It doesn't have to be a teacher. It could be anybody. It could be any gift, really. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on that, but I just want to get your brain working on what else you can do, because I do know guys that are doing this and having a lot of success with it. And I've actually started exploring it myself, and it does work. So it's probably like a whole different training system, but keep that in mind. Just expand your mind and look at other opportunities too, besides just the print-on-demand universe. You might find this is a little bit too difficult because of the logistics are not as easy, because you would need like your own store, and you'd need the ability to feed the info right from your store to a Google sheet. I guess you could do it all manually too. You could use something like ClickFunnels, create a product page and make the sales there, and then send them over. Because really all we're doing in the print-on-demand world, we're taking a sale, we're creating a product, a design, we're putting it on a product, we're listing it on the site, and then we're sending traffic to that site. In our case, they're collecting the money in print-on-demand and fulfilling the order and handling customer service and all that good stuff. Then we get paid the difference from what the sale price was and what they'll subtract the base cost. We get the difference, and then we have to subtract our ad costs from that. So this world would be a little bit different. This is like drop shipping, but not from China. So you're just taking an order from like a ClickFunnels page or a Shopify store, and you're sending it through to the supplier. In this case, it would be an Etsy supplier. So this can work very well. I hope that gets the wheels spinning a little bit for you. I'm going to stick to this part because it's easier. And my biggest thing, and the reason I don't do stuff like this very much, is the customer service aspect. As you all know, I hate doing it. I love the members of my forums. Don't get me wrong. I don't consider you guys customer service. I consider you guys members of my forum. So I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about buyers of products. Because if you take the route where you get like a private Etsy seller, you're doing the customer service. So yikes, because people are they're all 90% of people are awesome. 10% are just insane. And it seems the 10% love to buy stuff online. So just be careful with that. Anyway, just an idea. Who was it? I don't want to out the guy. Maybe I'll tell you on the forums. So it was like a school class, yeah. So I'm just going through some questions. I'm going to wrap it up. Only 8 hours to go. Love this idea. Okay, yeah. So the idea is there. If you guys do implement the idea, keep me posted on the forums. What if it's working? If you're hitting any stumbling blocks or anything. There, some Etsy sellers that I've approached are nuts. Others are awesome. So if you get an idea and you get shot down on the first one, don't worry. Just keep going. Keep trying. Don't keep trying with the same person, but keep trying with a different person, because some of these sellers they think they're the only ones who has ever come up with the idea, and they're very protective of it. They don't want anybody touching their stuff. And others are like, yeah, man, if you do the marketing and I just fulfill it, that'd be awesome. So anyway, go for it, try it. Think of other areas too. You know, you can expand way beyond. Ooh, look at this part. What's coming up in our next challenge? Just a little preview, right? A lot of this stuff that we can't possibly make, but we could certainly drop ship from one of these boys and girls. Anyway, I'm gonna close it there. I hope you guys got some ideas. You got some homework. I'm gonna post the replay up next week in the next training. We are going to actually launch one. I'm gonna show you how to launch it, test it, get it going, seeing if it works. And then I'm going to show you what to do if you because one thing that a lot of people on the forums are getting is 1 or 2 sales on something and then nothing else. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do with that and how to take that same thing and apply it to multiple different products, because maybe the person loved the quote, but they didn't like the product or they didn't like the design. So we're going to take it, we're going to use the data that we've got, and we're going to use that to move forward with a little bit of an advantage versus starting from square one every single time. So I'll show you how to do that. Well, there's a lot more to come. We'll see you next week. And of course, I'm on the forums all the time, as you guys can see. I try, if I miss any question, let me know. I don't think I missed one yet though. There's been a lot of posts. So we will see you in there. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Hey everybody, welcome to the webinar. Sorry, I was just working on another screen there. I didn't start anything yet, but can you guys hear and see me okay now? Just give me one if you're good to go. Yeah, sorry, I was going through analytics to look at something. But here we go. Let's go to our doc, or our sheet, because today we're going to dive right in. And here it is. We're going to start with a message card. So let's get this fired up. Get it going. Found one in here that I like. Okay. Which one was it? Okay, let's go in here. So today we're gonna launch. So we're gonna launch on ShineOn in this case. So now you can definitely do tumblers and wine, little mugs and all that stuff on Gear Bubble too. But message cards on ShineOn is what I want to focus on today in the training, because we haven't really done that. So we're going to do it. So let's go. We're going to create it. We're going to launch it. We're going to launch a campaign to test it. And then we're going to explain how our testing works and all that good stuff. So there are a lot of different starting points we can have, but we should probably start with the actual message card itself. So whenever you're doing this, just go to Photoshop. Now, I have a bunch of templates, but you will build up templates as you go too. This is Photoshop that I'm going to use for this. If you don't want to do this yourself, then just go to Fiverr, and there are a lot of designers on there now that will do this, like without any problem. So let's go like this. I'm going to add the to my, and I'll just move this over. So I'm just going to kind of edit this. To my teacher. And then I'm going to do more of a thank you one. I found a card, and I wonder where I put that. I thought it was in here, but I don't think it was. Let's go here. It was on a greeting card website. Can't type either. Teacher, thank you card. It was really nice, and I wish I would have. I broke my own rule. I didn't actually take a screenshot. Now I gotta find it. Thank you for helping my child explore new ways of doing such things. It was one of these. Oh, I like it. Okay, well, went something like, so in this I can like hide stuff and turn stuff on. So this is my text part. So within here, if I hit the text one and then I highlight the whole thing, I can say whatever I want. So I put, thank you for everything you do. This year was very difficult, and you made it better. What else was I going to say? Well, you know what, that's good enough. We're just using this as an example, but really sometimes the unique stuff that you come up with works really well. It was something to this effect, and I can't remember exactly what it was. So like, to my teacher, thank you for everything you do. This year was very difficult, and you made it better. You are an awesome teacher. That's it. Let's go with that. Short, sweet, unique. So let's go file. Oops. File export. Quick export as PNG. And we'll go to here. And then we'll start a folder for message cards. Now you're not just going to do one, right? You're going to do more than one. But to my teacher, thank you for everything you do. So we'll go like that. And now you can get these as fancy as you want. I do have some that are, you know, they got the flowery stuff on them. And the cool part is you can go to Fiverr and you can order one of these. And then you can say, okay, now can I get the PSD file? And for like 20 bucks or something, they'll give you the PSD file. And then you can use that file on, you can just edit it like I'm editing things right now. So it'll work with any other, you know, you can change the text out basically to suit. So to my teacher, thank you for everything you do. This year was very difficult and you made it better. You're an awesome teacher. Good enough. So let's go back here. Oh, somebody was saying, what's the width? I think this one is 1200 by 1200. Oh, 1000 by 1000 at 300 DPI is good enough for ShineOn. Then we'll go to ShineOn and we'll click on Add New Product. And then we get to pick which one we want. So they have these remembrance ones up top here. We're just going to scroll down. There's daughter. The little heart one, I think, is the one I'm going to use. Not the interlocking one. This infinity one, I couldn't really sell much of. The anchor one is good too. Let's go with the little heart. And let's select from the computer. D drive, challenges, teachers, message cards. There we go. Okay, so now we're at the point where we have to write some copy and we have to add our pixel. So I know everybody's going to say, what do you do for pixel? So I'll show you in a second here. So to my teacher, thank you for everything you do. And then in here, what I don't like is this shows way too far down on the page, but whatever, it is what it is. So then you can go like this. Looking for the perfect teacher gift. This is it. Now I have to say get her one now because obviously I don't think a male teacher is going to want a necklace. So it is what it is. Her one now. She will love this. I love that you thought of her. Kind of like the same thing I say for our daughters, right? Such a sweet way. So this, on ShineOn, this text is not as important because it doesn't really show, which I wish they moved it up, but they don't. Now I have a little thing, lucky, in there, but I'm gonna remove that actually because too many people are looking at my stuff. So now I need the Facebook pixel. So go to your Facebook account, go to Ads Manager, go to Business Settings, open that in a new tab. How do you create a pixel for the teachers? Well, you go Data Sources, Pixels, Add, and we'll name it Teacher. Continue. We just created a pixel. So I'm going to go cancel. And then here, I'm going to reload the screen. I'm going to type in teacher. And of course, not going to find it. So let me move this over for a sec. So it is in this list at the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do, move that back over, and let me put it in here. So it was in the list, it was just at the bottom. So here's my teacher challenge pixel, there's the number. So while I'm in here, I'm going to copy that, and go back to ShineOn, paste. So it's 109. Oh, I need a URL. Oh, I forgot the URL. God damn it. I don't think that's going to take it without the URL. Anyway, we're not done with the pixel. So I need to add myself to this. Add people, yourself, as an admin, and assign. And then you have to add your ad account. So once I'm added here, you'll see it done. That's me. Then you click on Add Assets. And then you want to go to your ad account. Add. Done. Okay, so now we're done with this. Actually, I'm going to leave that open because I might need that pixel ID again. And then we're going to start creating our campaign. Now, I think I mucked up because Forgot to put the URL in. Did it just give me a random one? Oh, no, it's good. Okay, here it is. There. So to my teacher, thank you for everything you do. Handmade, one of a kind gift, not so. See, I would rather have my text here than this crap. Honestly, I don't like this landing page at all. They keep changing it. I don't like this fake scarcity. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like, okay, great. Order today for guaranteed US Father's Day. Well, it's a teacher gift, man. Nobody cares about that. If it were me, I would get rid of this save thing. I'm not a fan of the setup of this. It's too, I don't know, whatever. And I would not have this as the top thing. Shipping information, that shouldn't be on top. No, it's just, if it converts, awesome, but I'm not real impressed with my text being pushed way down. Like, nobody's going to read that, and that will sell more than this stuff. But it is what it is. You can't control it. If you have it on your own store, I think you have a bit more control. But these landing pages are they're not, I don't think they are where they should be yet. But we just got to work with it. So I need 2 images now, so I'm going to grab this and put it right in my folder, because I need 2 images for the ads. So I'm going to do that one and that one. Then I'm just going to go to Photoshop and I'm going to open those. I'm just going to resize them, because I think they're too small. So let's go image. Yeah, they're 720. So I'm going to go 1080. I'm just going to save that. .1080 hand, I'll call it. And then the other one, image size, 1080 by 1080. Then I'm going to go 1080 box. Now I've got 2 images to use. Got my URL, and now I can actually do my campaign. So I'm going to create one. And this is where, if this pops up, do quick. Okay, guided, you won't get the same stuff I'm going to show you. So do quick. And then we'll just call this, I think I'm on something like that. And we'll call it SH for ShineOn. And I'm going to do a CBO steady. And this is June 04, 20. And under here, we're going to go to conversions. Okay, so not traffic, conversions. We are going to use the CBO, and we are going to have the daily budget set to 1,000. Not going to spend 1,000, but we have it set to that. And then this will be our first one, which will be, put the date. And then the interest and all that good stuff will go here. Then we just need the word steady in there. Okay, so I'll replace the word interest with whatever I'm targeting. And then copy that, paste it there, and then click Save to Draft. And then we're in our campaign, so just click on it on the left, and you can see here's the campaign, ad set in the ad. So just looking this over. So we are on auto bid, and then this is our first ad set. We're going to create 10 ad sets. So now in here, it says missing conversion event. So there's my teacher challenge pixel right there. And I want to do the purchase event, even though they're all red. It's because there's no traffic. So teacher challenge pixel purchase. And I'm going to use a dynamic creative. And it says this, just click continue. And I'm going to start this basically right now because it's 7:21 PST. And for me, I'm going to do USA. And I'm going to do Canada. I'm going to do North America for this. Because I know it's the time of the year that people are buying teacher gifts in North America. So that's who I'm going to target. Now, you can target all, and you can run it wide open if you want. I do feel that women will buy this more so than men. Men might feel a little bit creepy, just based on my numbers. But if you're not sure, leave it open. And then we just have to go with the age. So if we go, we're not going to do 18-year-olds because obviously they don't have kids. So we could do like 35 and up. We could even do like 35 to 54 is a pretty sweet spot typically. So that's a 20-year age range. And now let's remove detailed targeting. For me, on the first one, I am going to leave it wide open. So I'm not going to do any interest. Because even though my pixel has nothing on it, I think they will still find buyers. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to go 35 to 54. And then I'll go M and W, which is men and women. And I'll go USA. Or I'll go North America. Or maybe USA and Canada is shorter. There we go. So how's that for targeting? I'm not targeting anybody. Got 88 million people in there. But odds are these people have kids. So I think this ad set will do the best. So I'm going to take this, copy, go to my ad now. I'm going to create the ad, paste. And in here, I'm going to go with a gift one. I have, let's use that one. You know what, I'll go with awesome. A big old page. Then down here, I'll just use selected. Because this will show on Instagram and all those good places. And let's go back here for a sec. Dynamic is on. So now I'm going to select my images. Well, let's get rid of this here. Let's go back here. Grab the URL. And we'll put this right in here. Seems to want that first. Turn on ad. And now we'll grab the images. Upload. Open. Continue. So I'll fill that in. All right, now we're going to say perfect teacher gift. This is it. Get her one now, even though I don't want to say anything about quarantine. I'm a little scared to even say that, but that's pretty tame, I think. Then I'm going to add another option. I'm going to say, now I'm not using emojis or anything on this. Perfect gift for any teacher. This is it. A great way to thank them for a job well done. Simple, to the point. I'm going to go click here for details and click here for pricing and description. I'm going to put get her one now. Right, might run into some people saying, well, the teacher's a male, so what do you got for males? And I'll be like, well, I don't know, I could create a dog tag or something. But I'm just showing one on this training, so get her one now. People love this. Same principle, right? and then add another, and that should be shop now. And teacher, good. So you see all the previews there. Everything's good to go. Question, can you use the word Zoom in the ad copy? Zoom classes. I'm not sure. Zoom in the ad copy. Like zoom in. Well, if you're, I guess some people can't read that, right? So what you could do is you could put what it says actually in the, up here. So you can go to my teacher. Although I don't want to say the word difficult. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it out. I'm just very skittish on Facebook right now because it seems there's so many trigger words and difficult is definitely one of them. So we'll just say that, and then they can zoom in and or click it if they want to read it. All right, so let's go here. Now 54 might be, no, I think 35 to 54 is good. Somebody's asking about the age. Yeah. Oh, and the one thing I did forget here is this. Set this to 1250 or you're going to blow through a ton of money. So yeah, always on your ad set the maximum spend at 1250. Otherwise, you got a big budget going on here, $1,000 a day. So it would try to spend $1,000 a day across all 10 ad sets. So here's where people get very confused with targeting and they think, okay, I'm gonna come in, well, let's do a duplicate. So quick dupe now gets easier because we don't have to, run through all that crap again. So I have an exact duplicate of the ad set and the ad. With dynamic creative, you can't use a post ID. You have to just create a new one. But I found that the dynamic creatives actually outperform the post ID method now. So Facebook seems to like it more. Now, here's what people will do. They'll start thinking, okay, well, there's this parents one. And this parents one has like parents all, parents with adult children, parents with teenagers, parents with preteens, parents with early school age children, 6 to 8, parents with preschoolers. So, you can do this. And you can see that knocks it down to 1.1 million. But if they have like an early school age child from 6 to 8, then they're probably in school, right? So why not give it a shot? I still think my no interest one will outperform this. But we'll try it. So go like this. And then we'll just change this one. Go back here. So that is 6 to 8, right? I'll go here, do a dupe. And then under suggestions, we're just going to change this out. Now we got 6 to 8. Let's go preteen, 9 to 12. I'll scroll up here. And pinned. Copy that. Go here. Okay, and then there's another one. Scroll down to detailed targeting. So here's teenagers, parents with toddlers. I don't really want that. 13 to 17. What's 13? That's like grade 7. You know what? We can try it. Put that in there. I think something like this might work for the younger kids a little bit better, but I'm gonna really lean on the pixel to find this. And then we'll do one more, and then I'll show you what I do. So then we'll just go with the big broad one, which is parents all. Where to go? There it is. So this way you know they have kids. And this one is 31 million, that's huge. And a lot of that 31 million have kids in school. So Copy that. And then you're like, okay, now where do I go? I got 5 up and running, but what do I do now? Well, simple. Go back to your ad set tab, select them all. We need 10, right? Do a duplicate of each one. There, now we just got 2 times chances on those 5 we created. So we have 10 ad sets up and running. Just to review what we got. Good mix. We have no interest. We have parents with school-age children aged 6 to 8. Parents with teenagers, there's no interest. Early school-age children, that's a dupe. Parents all 9 to 12, 9 to 12, no interest. Teenagers 13 to 17, there's the other 13 to 17. And there's parents all. So basically have 10 ad sets. That's it. I mean, you don't need to complicate the targeting. So I'm going to publish this. And then it says, what's your next level ramping up? Adjust CBO budget to 1,500 and max spend on each ad set to 25. I max out the ad set of 70 per CBO in a mug. I don't change the max spend. I just go 1,250 and I keep it there and I keep doing duplicates of those. If you're getting too high in your ad sets, yeah, you can only have 70 ad sets in here. Do a duplicate of the campaign and run multiple campaigns with the exact same setup. So you could have 3, 5, 10 of these running at a time. And the next question is, wouldn't your detailed targeting ad set compete with your no interest ad set? Every ad set competes with every ad set. This ad set competition thing is baloney. It doesn't exist. I don't know why people think it's an issue, but it's not. These audience sizes are so big, and my little max spend cap means I'm only hitting a small bucket of them every day. And each ad set will hit a different bucket of people within that audience. So one of them is like 31 million people. Spending $12.50 a day, you're going to get such a tiny fraction of that entire audience. And it doesn't start at number 1 every day. It starts at like number 1 on their list, day 1, number, I don't know, 1,672 the next day for number 2. Like, audience overlap and all that stuff, I think that's just made up by Facebook marketers, honestly. I've been doing duplicates for ages and it's never affected anything. Wouldn't your detailed targeting ad set compete with your no interest? Yeah, I hope they compete, and I want them to compete and find a winner. So what's the purpose of duplicating from 5 to 10? What's the difference with those ad sets? Nothing. They're identical. And that's the whole point of this method. When I find a winner in here, I'm going to sort it by return on ad spend, and I'm going to do duplicates of the winner multiple times in here. So tomorrow, this will get reviewed and hopefully approved. I don't see why I wouldn't get approved. I didn't say any words that I'm not supposed to. Difficult is in the image, but that shouldn't trigger it, I hope. So tomorrow I'm going to come in. I'm going to show you the rules in a second. The rules will turn off anything that doesn't work. And then I'm going to sort by purchase return on ad spend. I'm going to take the best ones and I'm going to duplicate them until I have 10 new ones set up to start tomorrow at 12 a.m. Okay. So if I come in later tonight and do that, that's fine. You can schedule them to start at 12 o'clock a.m. the next day. And 6 days a week, you have 10 new ad sets launching within here with the same settings. Okay, so it's always a 1250 max spend, and that's how you scale these. Once you're getting up pretty high in the ad set level, then just do a duplicate of the campaign and keep scaling that way. Keep expanding. 10 new ones in the new campaign. Okay, you can have multiple of these running. Don't worry about audience overlap. Don't worry about the competing ad sets. You compete with everybody anyway. So that's how you do that. But now we do need rules, right? So I'm going to show you. Usually, well, I'll show you. So I have automated rules. And you guys may have seen this before, but we got slow and steady. Where are they? Here they are. So here's rule number 1 for the slow and steady. And actually, maybe I should just set these up. Yeah, I'll set up another one just so you can watch. So create rule, all active ad sets, turn it off, and we'll go here to settings. Ad set name contains steady. And here we go. This is based on add to cart. So website conversion, Facebook pixel, add to cart is smaller than 1, and spent Now here's where you can get as aggressive as you want. Basically, we're going to make on ShineOn, I think about 32. So I set mine at 15 anyway. So I set my ad, if I don't have an add to cart by $15 spent over the lifetime of this, it'll turn it off. So let's go steady, and then we'll go turn off if spent is greater than 15 and add to cart is less than 1 lifetime. Let's copy that. Now you can go more aggressive with that trigger point on the spend. So you could go half that. You could go like $7.50 or $7 if you wanted. You can let it run more too if you're feeling lucky. But that's a good starting point. Well, let's do the second rule, which is this. Ad set name contains steady. And we're gonna go spent. In this case, I usually give it $30 to get a sale. So if it passes rule number 1 with the add to cart, then it's got like basically another $15 to get a sale. And if it doesn't, then it shuts it off. And smaller than 1. And then just paste that in. It's easier to edit than it is to start new. So we'll call this rule number 2. I should have put rule number 1 in the other one. Turn off if spent is greater than 30, and purchase is less than 1. Now, you see it's set at like 15 and 30. That means that the ad sets that I start today are going to take at least a day, well, 2 days to hit the add to cart trigger point, and at least a little over 2 days to hit the purchase trigger point. So the last one is if we got a sale, we just want to check the return on ad spend on these ones. And this is, no, sorry. So we got at least one sale. So let's go purchases, greater than 0, and what's up here? Website purchase. Return on ad spend is smaller than, I put 2. Some guys go higher or lower. Now this is lifetime numbers, but I'm only going to run this once a day. And I like to run it at 11 o'clock at night Eastern. So for me, my account's in Pacific time. So I'm going to go to, it's basically 8 o'clock Pacific, which is 11 o'clock Eastern. When I set up this account, I screwed up and I put it into Pacific. Should have put it into Eastern because I'm in the Eastern time zone, but you can't change it. So I just adjust my numbers by 3 hours. So 11 o'clock Eastern is what I'm shooting for this rule to run. And this is just checking the account and saying, because it's moving so slowly with the 1250 max spend per day, I know that this rule can just run once a day and it'll be fine. So turn off if purchase is greater than 0 and ROAS is less than 2 lifetime. That locks in my profit. So why don't I let it go to like 1.5 or whatever? Because I want to lock in the profit. That's fine. So those 3 rules will control that. I'll actually put rule number 1 here. There. That's better. So rule 1, 2, 3. So turn off if spent is greater than 15 and add to cart is less than 1. Turn off if spent is greater than 30 and purchase is less than 1. Turn off if purchase is greater than 0 and ROAS is less than 2. There's your 3 rules. So that's set up. Now we have other options here too, right? We don't have to just go with Facebook. So a lot of people are getting, in trouble with Facebook. Not in trouble, but excuse me. They're getting accounts restricted left, right, and center. So you want to make sure you have other sources. So let's turn on the Google Pixel here. And what you need a Google Analytics account to do this. So we're going to turn on the Google Pixel and it's 158. So I'm going to go to Google Analytics and I'm going to look at the admin. And I just want to see account settings. So it's 158.227.706. So go back here, 158.227.706. So that's my Google Pixel. So you can track stuff because ShineOn doesn't, I want to run Google search ads, basically. ShineOn doesn't have a spot for me to place the, a Google conversion pixel code. So I have to kind of use the Google Analytics in order to do this. So I'm going to use that, and now I'm going to create a goal inside here. So you have to create an analytics account, and then when you get that, you'll look at a page like this, and it'll give you the analytics ID, which you need, which you can find right there under admin, then account settings. So this ID is what you need to put into ShineOn. So that's not all though. Now you go back to admin, and you got to create a goal. So the goal, you can see I've already got one in here, but I'm going to show you guys one. So we're going to go new goal, and we're going to go with checkout complete. And we're going to go continue. And this one is going to be, call this teacher. Just so you know what I'm putting in here. Goal ID 2. That's fine. Type destination. So we need the page. So I'm going to click continue. And this is where you put in thank you. So it contains regular expression. So it contains thank you. I should put thank you out. We need it to contain thank you. Because the thank you page, that's what shows on ShineOn. And then the value we can put in here if we want. So the value of the goal. So if it's like, we could put that in. Or we could just put our profit margin in there too. So let's put 30. And then save. Now we've got this called teacher checkout complete. And it's goal 2. It's in our destination. So let's go to Google AdWords now. And I can't remember which account I put this in, but we'll find out in a second. So go create an AdWords account if you don't have one. And actually, let me just create one. I'll make it easier. I'll call this my ShineOn account. I gotta do the billing. Oh, there, good. My visa's already on there. Okay, now I'm gonna go into my account. It's gonna be blank, so this is good because this will look like what you see. So first things first, I want to run some ads, but I want to make sure my tracking is installed. So go to Tools and Settings, Conversions, and then we're gonna hit this plus Conversions. And then we're going to do import. And see, when you do import, you can go from Google Analytics. So this is a little trick with ShineOn that you can do. So you go there and you go to Google Analytics and then click continue. And then it'll give you this. So it'll say you don't have any events to import. If events are missing, check the status of your link in linked accounts. Okay, so I do not have this Google Analytics account linked to here. So I want to click linked accounts, and then it'll pull up all my accounts, all my Google Analytics account. So there's the top one, ShineOn, there's the ID, link it. And then we'll go boom, boom, boom. Property successfully linked. So now that Google Analytics account is linked to my Google AdWords account. So go to Tools, Conversions, and then we'll hit this again. We'll hit plus. Now we'll do import. We'll do Google Analytics. There we go. So those two that show here also show here. So we're going to use this teacher checkout complete, just so you guys know what I'm doing. Although the other one is set up the exact same way. Import. There we go. So now when a sale hits, it'll count it in my Google Ad account. So now what do we do? Well, let's go back here. Well, first, you know what? Let's have a look at here. Your keyword planner. And let's discover new keywords. And you're gonna have to go through all this crap. Leave the guide, I don't care about the guide. Okay, I don't need shoes. So I'm gonna go teacher gift. And here, see where it says Canada? You wanna add in your countries. Click save. And let's just start with something very broad, like teacher gifts. Look at that. There's your search volumes. Teacher gift, teacher appreciation gift, teacher gift ideas, teacher's day gift. I don't know what that is. Best teacher gifts, end of year teacher gifts. Okay, got some ideas. So what I like to do, kind of the easiest way, is I'll just take a screenshot. Screenshots are your friend. And go like this. I got my little screenshot here on my other monitor. So now I can create, well, I can show a couple more too. Let's show 30. Gives me a ton to work with. And actually, let's sort by average monthly searches. Sometimes it doesn't work right. And in this case, it did. So let's go with, you know, good volume ones. Bunch in there. So we can leave this open in a new tab or just take a screenshot. Now, let's go back here. Sorry, let's go. I want to leave this open. It won't let me at Google. So now I'm going to go back to my account, ShineOn. You guys won't have to do this step. And I'm going to basically create a new campaign. So in here, I'm going to do a new campaign. I want to do a search campaign, but there's a bunch of options: sales, leads, website traffic, product, brand consideration, brand awareness, app promotion, or create a campaign without goals or guidance. So sales is good. It'll show on search. You have options: search, display, shopping, video, smart discovery. I'm going to go here. And then I'm just going to go with search. So here's the options with Google: search, display, shopping, video, app, smart, discovery. So I'm going to go search. And down here, I want to get website visits. And what's the URL? This one. Let's put that in there. And I will do continue. Now this campaign is just number one. And it is a best thing to do is go like this. Take the name of it, put it there. And now we just want to do the search network. We don't want to do display. We don't want to do partners. Under show more settings, you get start date, campaign URLs, dynamic ad sets. We don't really need any of this. I do have a tracking template, but we don't need it. Locations, we're going to do this, and we're going to do Canada, and we're going to do United States. And then languages, we're going to do English. Now, under audiences, there's a bunch in there, but we're not going to use. Budget, this is what you put in here. Spend each day, well, let's go like 10 bucks a day. You can start with more, you can start with less. Now, what do you want to focus on? Well, we can't do conversions or value because we don't have any yet. We can do clicks, so we can do impression share or other. So we're going to go with clicks. So that's what we want. And then we can set a maximum cost per click bid limit. In this case, let's say I don't want to pay over $2.51 for a click. In this campaign, we'll use maximize clicks to help you get the most clicks, but you only pay per click. So later, once we actually have conversions, we can switch this, or we can set up another campaign that is focused on conversions instead, which works a lot better. And then there's these two. So maximize clicks, maximize conversions, conversion value. To start, we're just going to maximize clicks. You can also go full manual if you want. But to get it going, we'll maximize clicks. Now here under show more settings, what we need to do is click this. If you have more than one conversion event, then I don't. So it's grayed out, but then you're going to have to choose conversion actions for the campaign. Okay, now I only have one for this account, so it's going to pull in this one that I want. But I'm just saying, if you have an account and you have multiple conversion events, it will track every single one on this campaign if you leave it on use the account level, including conversion settings. So if I had two, I probably should have imported the other one so you can see the difference, but you're going to choose this and then it'll pop up your list of your 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you have in there. You just pick the one you want. Schedule. We're going to run it all day, but you can day part this if you want. Okay. We don't really have any data, so we don't know what times or dates work best. Add rotation, prefer best performing ads, that's fine. And then you can do the site link extensions, call out extensions, call extensions. We're not going to worry about this right now because I just want to get this up and running, get some data. And then the ad group is going to be, we're basically going to run one ad group with maybe 5 keywords. So I'm going to go and start plugging these in. Now this one, slide this over. So teacher gift has like 40,000 searches per month. Teacher appreciation gifts has 18,100. Teacher gift ideas. So what I want to do is something like this. So I'm putting the plus sign in front. So this is a broad match modifier, which means if somebody types in a phrase or whatever, it has to contain that word. So it could be red teacher gifts that are awesome, and then my ad will show. If I just put teacher gift, it's broad, and it will expand beyond just the keywords. So it's a little bit too broad. So I want to put some controls on it. I'm going to go teacher. Now, some guys just put 1 keyword per ad group. I found like having like, oh, I don't need to post in there. Having about 5 in there is good. You don't want to go nuts with your keywords because at a $10 a day budget, you don't really have much money to spend. So we could just put 1 teacher gift in here and let's see what it comes up with. But I think putting like about 3 to 5 is a good idea too. So let's go plus teacher. Ideas. You know what, we're just going to put 3 because we only have a $10 a day budget. That's good. That's it. So those, if you look at the search volume on those, it's pretty decent. We got 40,500, 18,100, and then 18,100. So the competition might be a little bit higher for these. So top of page bid, 40 cents, 61.50. Top page bid on the high range, 270, 270, 270. So the beauty of this little niche that we're in is not many people do this. So, and they got ideas down here too, but we can always expand. So let's just start small, get some data, see like are women clicking, are men clicking, like what's going on here. Now we got to make our ad. We're going to do 2 ads. So let's go here. Headline number 1 is, we only have 30 characters. Perfect teacher gift. Headline 2. Now that's just, we can plug something in here. Say something. Having 30 characters really limits you. Look no further. Now don't use exclamation points because I do not like it. You can use the question mark, that's fine, but don't use exclamation points. For the perfect gift for any teacher. This is it. Check out, or let's say this. I'm not gonna make it. Let's do that. Now you could even try to put what it says on there in here. So we could go in the cheat. So I don't want to type it all out. I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna go to my layer. Text. So you could go like this, which is not going to fit, but we can modify it. There, see that fit? And then we can put quotes on it if we want. There, that looks pretty good, right? So perfect teacher gift, look no further, this is it. So if somebody's typing those keywords into Google, they're looking for a friggin' teacher gift. Like, make no doubt about it. So then let's go create next ad. And here, we can change things up. I don't know why I got rid of the second part. Others. Well, I have it on my... There. So here, we can say, need a teacher gift. Your search is over. Check this out right now. There, that's if I were searching for a teacher gift on Google and I saw this ad, I'd be like, oh, I do need a gift. Oh, my search is over. Man, what should I do? Oh, I'll check it out right now. Well, that's a nice little saying. Let's see what it is. Save and continue. So basically it's ready to run. So we go publish. And our campaign is ready. So now when you're in your actual dashboard here, on the far left is all campaigns, and you can hit these three buttons and you can do all enabled, all but removed, and then same with ad groups. Now we only have one, so this you can kind of navigate like this. So all campaigns, this will bring you to the list, and you can adjust your budget here. Okay, and then ad groups as well. You click that, and now you're into the ad group. So within the ad group, you can look at a bunch of things. The keywords. We got broad match modified keywords, 3 of them. We can see search terms, which is vital. So once people start typing in actual search terms and our ads start showing, we're going to see everything that they're typing in, which is really good data. Because if we find something that's working and it's actually converting, we can add that to either its own ad group on its own, or we can just add it to our list of keywords to bid on. Under audiences, you can look at that. We don't really have anything. Demographics is cool because we can see stuff like the age. We can see gender. We can see combos. We can see household income. So when you come in here and you're looking at, okay, 18 to 24, well, I don't think they're buying teacher appreciation gifts unless they're buying it directly for their teacher, but I don't think so. So you know what? I'm just going to exclude 18 to 24-year-olds. And as well as 65 plus, I don't really want to target them. 25 to 34, yeah, that's iffy too. So you know what? Let's go with our Facebook settings of 35 to 54. So we just excluded 3 age groups and we kept in 2, right? Now you don't have to do this. You could leave it wide open because odds are if people are searching for that specific phrase, then they're already going to fall into the right age category. I'm just showing you later on, you can come in and look at these and you can exclude. When you're first starting, leave it open because we don't know where it's going to spend, okay? Same with gender. We don't know if males or females are going to buy this. Unknown just means Google doesn't know. And then we got this little thing, devices. What I suggest is computers are probably the best. So we're not going to adjust our bids at all, but I'll tell you this little trick. Edit this and decrease your bid on phones by like 30% and decrease your bid on tablets by like 30% because a lot of traffic comes from there, but they don't buy until they're on their computer with Google, with AdWords. So we can already make those adjustments. Plus you can see here under this little tab, if people are coming in on their phone and all your budget's going there, but you're not getting any like impression or, you know, conversions, then we'll basically reduce that even more. So we'll just drop the bid, or we can click that. Yeah, we can just change the bid adjustment that way too. So do that. Then in here, we can see the ads too. So let's go back to the top and let's go to campaigns. Let's click on our campaign. Let's go to ads and extensions. And in here's our 2 ads, and we can see the clicks and all that good stuff, the cost. We'll see the conversions. You can add columns too. Right here, probably want to add conversions and cost per conversion, because that's what we really care about, right? Conversion and cost per conversion. So if you see that this ad on top is spending, you know, the most of the money, but it's not converting, and this one on the bottom is not spending as much, say, as an example, but it is converting, then we would turn this off. We could pause that ad. Then we could do a duplicate of this one and just make one change. So then we have our control and we have our test. So with Google ads, and especially these text ads, they always like to have 2 versions minimum. If you go at $10 a day, we can't really go too extreme on this, but we can run it this way. Now, that's set up on Facebook and it's also set up on Google, but what are we missing? We need rules for this too. Okay, so our rules are going to be simple. And did you know that Google actually invented the rules and then Facebook copied them? They did. So it's under here, bulk actions and rules. Now, these rules don't run every 30 minutes. They run like, well, you can set them, you can only set them to run once a day, but you can have multiple rules running once a day if you want. So you just click the plus, and then we're going to base it on keywords. And we're going to say, pause the keyword. So it's going to be all enabled keywords or keywords in selected campaigns. So let's go keywords in selected campaigns. There's our campaign. Click done. So only this campaign will apply to, and the condition is this. If cost, and here we can say is greater than, well, what do we do for the other one? 30. We do even 15. Oh no. Yeah, if cost is greater than 30. And conversions is less than 1, then shut off that keyword. Okay. And when can we run this? Well, we can go here and we can run it at 11 o'clock at night if we want, same as our other one, using data from all time. So this will be rule number 1, and this is teacher gift, turn off keyword. I spelled keyword wrong. If spent is greater than 30 and, well, let's put it into Google terms. Cost is greater than 30 and conversion less than 1. And this, we'll put rule number 1, 11 p.m. there. So that's just giving me a little safety check. There, that'll run. And now we can do this. New rule, keywords. And this will be pause the keyword in selected campaigns. This campaign done. And here we'll say if conversions is greater than 0 and our cost per conversion, cost per conversion is greater than 30. So another little safety valve. We can run this daily at 11 p.m. as well, using data from all time. We'll just call this rule number 2. So we're going to check these, of course, but turn off keyword if cost is greater than cost per conversion. Conversion is greater than 30 and conversion is greater than 0. There. So we've got at least 2 rules in here just to kind of watch things. Sometimes you forget to check them, so you want to make sure. But you could even have an overall rule if you wanted, where you said, okay, new rule, campaign rule, let's go pause the campaign, select campaign. So this one, you could say, all right, you know what? I only want to spend if cost is greater than 50 and conversions is less than 1. This is a nice little safety one you can put in, run this once a day. And this is good too if you're testing a lot. And you got this little rule firing up. Let's just watching over and saying, okay, well, this is a test. So let's say 11 p.m. teacher gift, turn off campaign, not keyword. If basically we spend our test budget without a sale. So cost, I'm gonna just delete this whole thing. Cost is greater than, say our test budget is $50 and we didn't get a sale. There. 3 rules that will save you money. Because basically if something spends like, I typically spend $100, but a lot of you are spending 50 on your tests. So you could say, okay, I'm gonna spend 100, but 50 is gonna go to Google and 50 is gonna go to Facebook, right? So there's your rules. They're right under here under tools and settings. Now, if we want to go back, let's go here. Oops. Go back. And I'm right back to my page. If you want to get to that main page, just go to overview. And you can switch this to conversions. So I want to see clicks and conversions. I don't really care about impressions. Lastly, when you go to ads and extensions, you'll see this column, status under review. If you're not getting any traffic, say 12 hours pass, 24 hours pass, you're not getting any traffic at all, go and check your ads and extensions and see the status. If they're under review, that's why. So you don't need to do anything else. You just need to wait. If they are active and you're still not getting any traffic, then go to your ad groups, your keywords, and you can look at these and see what's happening. You can also adjust your bids on your campaigns. So if we go here, campaigns, this one, and then settings. It's under maximize clicks anyway, but you can turn up this to like 3.51, or you can change the bid strategy to something else. So if you're not getting anything on maximize clicks at 250, why not go in here and go to manual and turn it up? So if you go to manual, I'll show you here. Save. And then let's go to keywords. Now I can adjust the cost per click on each individual keyword. That's pretty cool, right? So actually I'm gonna leave it on manual because that $1.58 is a good starting point. You can start at 51 cents and then increase it up. So if your ads are active and you're still not getting any traffic, then come in here and adjust your bids. Okay, if you don't see the max CPC column, it's because you're not on a manual bid for the campaign setting. So there's gonna be questions about this, I know. You guys are probably like, whoa, I didn't even know I could run Google Ads to ShineOn. Well, yeah, you can. If your tracking's not working, check your analytics and make sure everything's set up correctly. But let's take some questions and we're gonna wrap it up. So did you say on at 12 a.m.? Yes, I did. Another question, so duplicating from 5 to 10 is to increase exposure of the same ad to more audience. Yes, but a different bucket of people within the same audience. So if I dedicate 50 per design for testing, is that strictly for FB or overall 50 split between Facebook and Google? Yeah, so if your design, say you're like, okay, I'm gonna spend $100 on this design and testing, then you could take it a step further and say $50 goes to Facebook, $50 goes to Google. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. The reason I keep showing Google is because a lot of people are getting restricted on Facebook and it's super annoying. And you cannot rely on one traffic source because the day you get that restricted message on your Facebook ad account, you're going to be like, you just want to cry. Like, honestly, it sucks. Because you're like, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. But they have these bots that check the ad accounts And if they see any word that they don't like or any link they don't like or anything I don't know, they're so skittish, then they'll just restrict the account. And Facebook's whole goal is to say, okay, the black hat guys do not appeal. Well, they might appeal, but usually when a black hat guy appeals a Facebook ad account restriction, he just goes off on Facebook. Like he gets really angry and curses them out and blah, blah, blah. And then Facebook won't re-enable their account. If you're legit and you speak to them like humans and you apologize and you say you're sorry and you use some empathy, I actually have a video on my YouTube channel about this and I posted in the forums too. If you do that, you should be okay. As long as you're not running anything stupid, you're good. And when I say stupid, I just mean things that Facebook doesn't like. So there is a big difference between what sells and what's allowed to sell on Facebook. They are two different animals. Okay. So say you had, I don't know, a political mug and you're like, this is working really well on Etsy, so I'm going to move it over to Facebook. Well, now you're in dangerous waters because Facebook could just restrict your account. Or the other thing is like masks, right? Don't run them on Facebook. That's like an automatic account restriction. You can run them on Etsy or Amazon, but don't run them on Facebook. They don't like it. They don't want it. And the reason they don't like it and they don't want it is too many people tried to profit right away off it by jacking up the prices, and Facebook wants no part of that. So if you have the word mask in an ad, forget it. You're going to get restricted. So just be careful with what you say. Like even the word difficult, I'm a little iffy on that in my Facebook ad image. Right? I don't want to say it in my ad copy, but it's there. So I think difficult's okay, but we'll see. So now you've got this up and running. You've got traffic going from Facebook. You've got traffic going from Google. Now what do? You repeat everything we just did today with the next test. So if that's another message card, so be it. If it's a coffee mug on Gearbubble, so be it. If it's a tumbler or travel mug on Gearbubble, so be it. What you're doing, like the method that I just showed for testing applies to any product that you want to test. Okay, so I can't be launching 10 tests in front of you. That would be like 10 hours. So this 1 hour is just meant for you to repeat and look at it. All right, will you be showing how to scale with Google Ads? Yes. So how can I promote Gearbubble masks? Just list them on Etsy? Yep. I won't touch them with a 10-foot pole, but if you want to, go for it. Do you suggest to test at Facebook or Google first? I suggest you split it because there is no right answer. The right answer is the sales are going to come where the sales are going to come, and we don't know which one is best until we run some data on it. So it's always a good thing to have 2 traffic sources instead of 1. So you're going to want to expand because just in case something happens to one of them, your business is not dead. Okay, and it's like Thanos snapping his fingers with Facebook. You just never know when it's going to happen. Do you run ads on YouTube? Yes, I do. YouTube ads, actually there is training in the last challenge, video number 3, the live training replay, or it's number 2 or 3. I do show YouTube ads. And actually I set up a pretty sweet video for Father's Day mug, so there's training on that. All right. I'm going to close it there because my voice is getting sore, and we will see you on the forums with any questions you have, and I'll post this replay up there too for you guys so you can go through step by step. Just a couple other questions. Do you suggest we run YouTube ads for Teacher Day Challenge? Why not? Sure. How many campaigns should we run per day? That depends on your budget, right? The more you test, the faster you're going to find a winner and the better it's going to be. If you test like 1 campaign a day, it's going to take a little while to get the results in and to be able to move on to the ramping up and scaling phase, which is the next live training session. Post the replay ASAP. Yeah, well, okay, so the deal with the replays is it goes to GoToWebinar and they have to render it, and that takes a while. I don't know why. And then I have to upload it to YouTube, and that takes a while. I don't know why. And then I post it on the forums, and then I'll post an announcement when I do it. So give it a couple hours for me to do so. If you're watching the replay, then you got the replay. All right, I'm gonna close it off there. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. We had a really good turnout today. And we will see you guys on the forums. Keep me posted on your progress too, okay? And ask any questions you want. See you guys soon. Have a great day. Hey everybody, welcome to webinar number 3 of 3 for the teacher gift challenge. I'm Will, of course, from PPC Coach. Give me a 1 in the chat box if you can hear me okay and you can see my screen. Everybody there? Good, good, good. And if you're having audio issues, check the volume on your computer. Check the settings because we got a lot of people that can hear and see me okay. And then where are you located? Let me know. I'm in London. We just went through like a wicked heat wave yesterday. Well, last couple days actually. And it's been super hot. And then today's kind of cool, so that's good. Apparently, excuse me, a little tornado touched down not far from my house, and it actually went near my sister's backyard and took her trampoline up in the air and hit her play set and spun a lawn chair around and all that stuff. So that's crazy, crazy times. So we got Tucson, Arizona, we got New York, we got Boston, we got, I mean, as soon as it hit, it was pretty good. It like passed through and then it was gone. It was insane. It was quite the downpour that hit like my house, but nobody else. Oh, we got Singapore too. Awesome. So we have people, US, Canada, Singapore, Bangladesh. Oh, Germany too. Sweet. So we got people from around the world. So why don't we just dive in here? I apologize for starting a little bit late. I was just trying to get things set up. But so this is live training number 3 of 3. We're going to talk about scaling your products now. And I'm going to show you something that I've never taught before, but it's YouTube ads without a video. Because a lot of you came to me and you said, I love the idea of YouTube ads. I think it's awesome, but I have no way to shoot a video. And I suggested like Camtasia, which is a good screen recorder. And that's what I demonstrated, but then there was a little bit of pushback because people didn't want to pay any fee for it. So today I'll just show you how you can still use YouTube ads without any video at all. So we're going to use banner ads on YouTube instead of putting a video in front of another video. We're going to put a banner ad over existing videos. So this is a way that it's old school, and I think it's been ignored by virtually everybody in the e-com world until now. So we'll get into that. And then what's next? We're going to talk about, your schedule and how you should be testing and how you should be very aggressive with cutting things off and how you can adjust your rules, okay? So that you can be a bit more aggressive just to save a little bit of money in testing. And, we also explained, like, if you have a quote that's working or it's getting sales, like maybe it gets 1 or 2 sales and then you can't seem to get any more, take that same one and put it on a different product, or take that same quote and do a new design. Like get a designer from Fiverr to do up like 5 more versions of that exact design and put it on even the same product with a different design. And sometimes that'll kick it over the hump. So when we're talking about scaling first, we're talking about Facebook ads. And the campaign I showed you, the CBO Steady, it just basically involves continuing the duplicates. So you're going to duplicate in order to scale. We'll put this right here. You're going to do 10 new ad sets daily. Now this is optional too. This is what I've been doing lately. I'll just go like this. So optional, do 10 new ad sets in the morning, and then do 10 new ad sets, plural, in the evening. So that's kind of like my old reinforcement method, which I do still use, but this is for the CBO Steady method, okay? So I'll put this right here. CBO Steady method for Facebook ads. So what you want to have is morning and evening ad sets, and that way I'm finding that I do really, really well in the morning, and maybe a lot of you are experiencing that too. And then it kind of dies down in the afternoon. And then if there's no new ad sets going in the evening, then it just dies right out. So what I've been doing is I'll put times in here too. I'll start these about 4 o'clock a.m. and then just to keep it simple, 4 o'clock p.m. That's when I schedule them to start. And this seems to work really well. On top of that, I'll put this in here too. If you're having issues with ROI, like you're almost profitable, but you're not quite, do this. Tighten up the rule trigger points. So meaning for rule number 1 for the CBO study, pause it if spent is greater than 10 or lower, and purchase, or sorry, add to cart. Add to cart is less than 1, and this is lifetime. And then rule number 2, to be more aggressive, pause the ad set if spent is greater than 20 and purchase is less than 1. Now you can adjust these to suit, and then you can even go rule number 3, which is pause it if purchase is greater, so you got a sale, but the ROAS is less than 2, and then run this at 12 o'clock a.m. and 12 o'clock p.m. based on lifetime numbers. So that's more than what's next, but you can adjust those trigger points. So your trigger point on rule number 1 is your $10 mark. Trigger point on rule number 2 is your $20. And the trigger point for this one is if the ROAS is less than 2, but instead of running it at like 11 o'clock at night, you're gonna run it twice a day. So every 12 hours you can have that rule run, and that will tighten up your campaign, which can turn something that's almost profitable into something that's profitable. So currently, the trigger for rule number 1 is $15 with no add to cart, and for rule 2 it's $30 without a purchase, and then for rule 3 it's only running once a day at 11 p.m. So you can tighten those up, you can adjust them, tweak them to suit, and that will do very, very well. For me, yeah, I do everything Eastern. So whenever I'm talking about my time zone, but it really depends. Like if you're going worldwide, then just go with your ad account time zone. One of my biggest ad accounts is in Pacific time zone, so I have to adjust it by 3 in order to get those. What program am I writing my notes on? It's called Edit Plus. It's called right here. You can search for it. It's really, really good. I got this. I think there's a free version, but I got this when I was writing PHP code quite a bit because I taught myself how to do that, and it like does all the nice colorings for the code, or JavaScript, which is the next thing that I'm going to learn. But it actually does all the code like colors, very nice. So this is what I use. How about for a mug? Okay, good point. So trigger points, and then I'll put like this necklace. Just clean this up. And then the mug is obviously going to be far lower. I'm going to talk about mugs here too. So let's go. That's a necklace. You're just going to adjust these dollar amounts. So instead of, I think we were at $750. So if you take that and you go like, I don't know, $350, and then I think we're at 12 or so for this. So you could just adjust it down to like 8. Same thing. Okay. Now, mugs, there's a lot of people that come over from Etsy, and they go, okay, I've got this mug on Etsy and it's kicking butt, and I can't seem to get it to work on Facebook ads. And here's the reason why. When you go to Etsy, people who are on here are actually searching for, say, do Father's Day as an example, or Father's Day gift, not mug. So they're going on Etsy, they're looking for a Father's Day gift, and they're scrolling through, and hopefully they show a mug and Father's Day gift. Huh, well, there's one. Well, that's a beer stein. So they're on here, they're looking Father's Day gift, and then they go, okay, no, I want to get that a mug, so let's get this. For a wonderful father on Father's Day. Ooh, very nice. Thanks for picking up my poop. Love dog's name here. Bestseller. Father's Day. Okay, here's one. So they click it, and then they go, next year will be great again. Obviously, it's a Trump mug. It's a bestseller. We can scroll down and look. They do have quite a few sales. But if you look at when, there's the 8th, there's the 4th, there's the 9th of June. 9th of June. So maybe this one is a good one. So then you say, okay, I've got this working on Etsy. I want to take this over to Facebook. Well, roadblock number 1 is it's a political mug. Roadblock number 2 is you're saying this. Roadblock number 3 is he's got a mask on. Okay, so there's 3 roadblocks to this. The political mug, you can apply for your Facebook ad account to run political ads. It's a process, and then they're going to watch your ad account like a hawk. It's very difficult. Then, if you mention any of this stuff, social distancing, quarantine, Trump, well, no, not necessarily Trump, but well, yeah, even Trump will trigger a bot. You're going to be in trouble because they have bots that scan ad text, and they do actually scan images, and their AI can actually determine that's a picture of Trump with a mask on, and boom, you're automatically flagged. Your account might be restricted, and then you got to apply to get it, get it back. It's a pain in the butt. You do not want to see. I'll show you the image. Got it here still. You do not want to see this image. Okay. When you're trying to run stuff that you can run on Etsy over on Facebook, this is what's going to happen. And this did happen to me. And then sure enough, not long after that, I got my account back. But I don't run political stuff. I don't run quarantine stuff because I know, and I don't run mass stuff on Facebook because I know that it's going to get my Facebook ad account banned, restricted, and then I'll have to go through a whole process to get it back. So don't do that. So the point is, when you're seeing that, and then you see, okay, well, they got a price at 17.44 Canadian, and if I go 17.44 Canadian to US, what's that? 12.90. Jesus. So I don't even know how this guy's making any money, honestly. So when you're on Etsy, you can bring your price way down and make peanuts per sale. Like they're probably making $1 per sale. I don't even know on this, but that is not enough to run successfully on Facebook ads. Because even if you charge $19.95 on this mug from Gear Bubble on an 11 ounce, you're only going to make I think I make $15, so it might be $13 for everybody else per sale. So you have to spend less than $13 per sale to profit. When you're running paid traffic, that is not an easy thing to do. The only way to do it is to run stuff that's viral, run stuff that's trending, run stuff that's political, and you can't do that. So you've got all these roadblocks in the way of you getting success with a mug that worked on Etsy from getting it to rock and roll on Facebook. So that's why I've been telling people, you know what? It's lovely that people are so into coffee mugs and they do work and they're awesome, but you have to go with things that have a higher profit margin, okay? Unless you have something that just really, really clicks really, really well. And typically, in everybody that I've seen that's running mugs and they're saying, no, it works on Facebook, they're running a quarantine thing, or they're running a Trump thing, or they're running some political mug, and that's what works. So for me, I'm sticking here in my lane. That's the lane I know best. The mugs do work, but they are very, very, very difficult to get. If you're getting something close in a mug right now with Facebook ads, you're doing really, really well. Okay, so you just got to tighten up your rules to try and push it over the hump, but it's going to be difficult. Okay, so just know that. So I'm going to stick with stuff that has a lot bigger profit margin in order to make it work. All right, so that's kind of where we're at for scaling. So it's very simple. We're just going with that. Now, some guys say, well, can't I increase the budget? You can, but then you have to adjust everything. You have to adjust your rules. You have to adjust how you do it. The reason I put the maximum spend at $12.50 on a CBO steady is it really forces Facebook to work hard to get me a sale every day. As soon as you increase the maximum spend to like 25, 50, 100, 500, now you're in a whole different ballpark. So now Facebook is going to go out right away and try and find sales from a much broader audience. So more people they're going to show it to, and they're going to be a little bit slack with how they're doing it, because really Facebook wants to get money out of your pocket. They don't really care if you're profitable. I mean, they do because they want you to stay there, but they don't care all that much. And they know exactly how much we make because we've fed them our revenue data for years, like a bunch of dummies. So they know what we make. They know what our profit is, so they can squeeze us as hard as they want. And they know if we turn it up to 500 a day, they'll be like, okay, well, let's go blow a bunch of money in the morning, and then we'll throw them a couple sales, and then maybe we'll just blow some more in the afternoon, then we'll throw them a couple sales later. It's just a whole different ball game when you're running big budget stuff. Now, when we get to the Christmas challenges that are coming up, you'll see me run big budget stuff, and you'll see it working, but that's because of the time of year. Okay, so right now we're coming into the summer, so we have to be very careful with our ad spend because it's June. So I don't know when you're watching this, but for us live, it's like June 11th, right? So we have to be careful with that. Now, that's that. Let's go into the fun part of this training, which is this, YouTube ads without video. So how many of you have run YouTube ads so far? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you've run them. We showed a little bit with videos. Anybody in there? Give me a 1. Or give me a 2 if you haven't. How about that? Oh, okay. So people seem to be sticking to Facebook ads. That's cool. All right, well, you're going to like this. So let me move this out of the way. Just going to clean this up. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. So here's my nice message card from ShineOn, right, that I showed in the other video. I had to stop this because my account got, like I showed you this little sucker. My account went down for a while and I couldn't really run anything. So it got reinstated and now I'm back up and running, but I'm like, that sucks because I can't really show many sales on this yet because I couldn't run Facebook ads. So what I did is I started running stuff over, on Google search, YouTube with video, as well as this one that I'm going to show you today, which is YouTube without a video. So I want to run this. I want to put it on YouTube. So let's go to YouTube and see where we can put it. So I'm going to search for this. And I'm going to go, can't remember what to search for. Here it is. So look at this, best gift for teacher, best gift for teacher from student, teacher birthday, teacher farewell, teacher day. This is probably a good one, right? Let's see what it comes up with. Ooh, got quite a few. So the top 10 best gifts for teachers on Teachers Day. Teacher gift ideas, DIY teacher gifts, under $5 teacher gifts that rock. Teacher gift ideas, five awesome gift ideas for teachers. So this is kind of what we want, right? If I can do filters here too. So we can sort by like view count. We can see this one has like 217,000 views a year ago. So if we want more recent stuff, let's try it this month. Oh, nothing. Try this here. Oops. Try this here. There we go. So we've got, at least there are videos on here that we can actually use, so that's huge. And we can go through, and then when somebody clicks on this, well, let's remove these filters here. Let's just search again. Get back to the main one. There we go. So this one seems to come up first. So let's open that in a new tab. Just gonna mute it. Oh, it is muted. So somebody, oh, there's no video. Okay. I just want to see if a banner comes up here. Typically it's within like 5, there it is. So this, claim your reward, I'm gonna pause this. See this, claim your reward, the revolution of iconic gaming, try now. This is what we're doing. So people see this video, and then they see this nice little overlay, and then they can go like this, click it, and then you go through to, oh, I don't want to do that because I'll probably get some scam involved. But we're gonna have our text right here. Now this one, if I save this, let me just grab my screenshot thing. This is actually, I'm just gonna measure it. So I think it's 728, yeah, by 90. So this one is 728 by 90. We can do that, or we can do 468 by 60. So just keep that in mind, 728 by 90, okay. So this is where we're gonna have our ad, and instead of saying claim your reward, try now, we're gonna say, looking for an awesome teacher gift, check this out now, and then we'll have a button that says like learn more or try now or whatever it may be. So this little info and X thing is what people can click to get out of it. So we have to keep that in mind, that that's going to be on our actual banner image when we're designing it, which I'll show you in a second here. And then I'll actually show you a tool that you can use that can do these banners pretty quick too. Well, there's actually Canva that can do them. Quite a few free programs that can do these banners for you. But I'll show you, let's just keep it simple first. So I want to advertise this over this video in place, instead of having a casino thing, you'll actually have my video, Okay, so let's go to step 1, and we're going to make a banner. So this one is 468, I think, by 60. Let's go image size. Oh, no, it's not. So let's go 728 by 90. There. Now we'll just zoom in. I don't know why my zoom in is messed up, but I'll fit on screen. So there's our basic banner, and we could do a lot of things with this. So I can go open, I could take this, I'm gonna put it on that, select all, edit. I'm just making a banner. Then I'll go edit, paste. That's huge. So I gotta resize that for sure. So let's just make this way smaller. They're not gonna be able to read it at all, but they'll see what it is when I put it on here. So it might look a little bit fuzzy, but that's okay. All right, now I'm gonna put some text. So I'm gonna go like that. Let me just make that bigger. There. Okay. I'm gonna do some text. I'm gonna go here. And actually I'm gonna make the background black. So this will be my background layer, solid color. Just to make the text stand out. Then I'll do a new layer, text. I'll do this. Want the perfect teacher. I'll put this. Looking for the perfect teacher gift. There. And then I'll hit my move tool. I'm going to press Control T on my keyboard. I can make this fit. Now remember, right up in this top corner, there's going to be a little bit of button from Google. So we want to make sure we leave it some space in the top right here. And I'll go like that. And watch how, like, you can get these made too by designers if you want. Like you can literally go to Fiverr and say, okay, give me 3 of these 728 by 90 banners done up, and I want it to say this and make it look pretty and all that stuff. But I do find that ugly sells better, like everything else, right? So I'm going to click this. I'll do a duplicate instead of a new layer, and I'll just move it down. Check out this and I'm going to go like this. Now, one little trick you're going to see here. I'm leaving a lot of space here because I have to do this. You have to put your URL or brought to you by or whatever on the banner. And it's just with our stuff, it'll make sure it gets approved. So I'm going to do a little tiny thing here, and I'll adjust in a second. It's going to say brought to you by Control T. I'll just make this a little smaller. And I'm going to put ShineOn.com because that's where it's going. So Google is very finicky with who's showing ads. And when you put this thing right on the banner, just in the bottom, that way people know where they're going. I'll just make these both fit. There. So that is a very simple and ugly banner. And you might be thinking, whoa, Will, come on, man, do better than that. You don't have to. So honestly, you don't have to. So let's save this as 728 by 90 by 90. I'll put black background. That's PSD. So now let's export it. File, export, quick export as PNG. There. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to change it. I'm going to flip it. So I'm going to select all the text, hit my text tool. I'm going to make the text black. And then I'm going to hit my background, double click, hit right here. I'm going to make that white. And there. So now I've got two versions. So I'll go 728, I'll go white. So that's my PSD file, so I can edit that at any time. I'll go File, Export, quick export as PNG, save. There we go. So I just created two very simple banners that are going to actually overlay this video. And I'm going to pick on this video and all those other videos in here, and as many as I can find, basically. So now we've got the banner done. Let's go to Shine. Let's go to our account. I don't have anything running in here, but in the previous video, you saw under Tools and Conversions that we set up our conversion. So go to video 2 in the training, which is probably above this video if you're watching it on there, and we'll show you that. So let's go here. Let's go to campaigns, and now we're going to do a new campaign. And in this case, there's a lot of different options in here, but I'm going to do sales. So basically anything that says display. So I could do sales, I could do leads, there's display, I could do website traffic, product brand consideration, I can do that. Brand awareness, app promotion I can't do, or without guidance. So I want to get sales. So let's click that. And then you got all your options: search, display, shopping, video, smart, discovery. Now most people would think, let's go to video, but you don't. You actually go to display. So let's click that and then continue. And yeah, if I'm moving like quickly, I'm trying to move slow, but if I'm moving quickly, just go watch the replay and you can pause everything. So now here, I'm going to say, I'm going to put the date. I always like to put the date first and like a campaign number. But on Google, you don't really have much room. So I'm just going to put the date. And I'll put ShineOn teacher gift. You can put the name. This is probably actually a better way to do it. Like just copy the title from ShineOn. It's really long though, and it'll mess up your display on the side, but it's fine. Now we can do all countries, we can do Canada, we can do just specific countries. If you do all countries, be very, very careful because you will get a flood of traffic from crappy countries. So I think to start, I'm just going to go with Canada, United States, of course, United Kingdom. Gonna take it. Kingdom, there we go. And then I'll go with Australia. So I'll just go with the big four for this one. Only because whenever I go all countries on Google Ads, I get so much traffic from like the Middle East and Africa that it is insane. And I'll show you, well, I'll give this to you now too. If I set my daily budget, say at $50 a day, and I set it to all countries and territories, Google will go nuts. Like their system just, it's like the gates open, the floodgates of traffic, and they can't close them fast enough. So Google knows this. So they have in place this little thing that says, if they overspend by double your budget, you only pay up to double your budget that day. So I've posted in a group, I think, where I had one ad running and it spent $1,000 in like 2 hours. And I went, holy crap. And I had the daily set to $50 a day. So I'm like, wow, that's great. That's going to hit my credit card. That sucks. But in reality, they capped it automatically at $100. So they said, yeah, we screwed up. We sent you a little bit too much traffic, but we're going to cap it at 2 times your daily budget. So you only had to pay, I only had to pay $100 for $1,000 worth of traffic. So keep that in mind if you're going to go with all countries and territories, because you will get a gigantic burst of traffic and it's just not worth it. So to keep it safe, go with the big four. All right. Languages, we're going to use English. It's defaulting there. Now here under bidding, we have some options. It always wants you to do conversions and conversion value and viewable impressions. When you're first starting though, if you select this and you say, okay, this is perfect. I want conversions. I want it to automatically maximize. And here's my target cost per action. Well, you know what? If I pay like 20 bucks for every sale and I make like 35, that's $15 profit. So let's set it up like this, and I'll pay for clicks, right? Well, you'll get zero traffic to start because they don't really have any data on your account. So what you need to do is go here, select bidding strategy directly, and you need to go click that drop down again. And now we've got a little bit different than we had before. And we want to do, let's try this. I want to maximize clicks. You were just in there. Yeah, for some reason it's not showing today. So we're going to do manual, and then we'll do enhanced CPC. And what that means is they'll actually adjust the bid for us. It won't pay for clicks. So that's fine. We can run it like that on our budget. Now, what I wanted was maximize clicks in here. For some reason, it's not showing it. Let's try this. Come on. Okay, well, we'll show it and we'll show it. So here's where we set the budget. If I go with like 50 a day, then the maximum spend per day is 100 if they go over and blow through a whole bunch of traffic. In this particular niche, they probably won't. Then you have to click additional settings. What we want to pull out of here is the conversions. So go here, and if you have more than one in there, we already set this up in the previous video, so we just have one. But if we had two, we would have to choose it, and we'd have to choose this one. So just make sure you do that if you have multiple conversion events in there. All the other stuff like ad rotation is fine. You can schedule these too if you only want to run them at certain times of day. And the scheduling on here actually does work a little bit better than Facebook scheduling. But I'm gonna, since it's a new one, I'm gonna let it run all day. I can look at my data later and adjust that. I'm gonna show on all devices, and I'll tell you, even though you're showing on like desktop, mobile, and tablets, your traffic's gonna come from desktop because these banner sizes. So you don't even have to adjust the bids on the devices like you have to do for the search or the video ads, right? Which is in the previous one too. Campaign URL options, we could use tracking parameters, but we're not going to. Content exclusions, you can click this. You can exclude content if you want. I'm just going to leave it on the default. Ad group name, here you don't really need anything because it's all going into one. So we'll just say placements, because that is really the key to it. Now you could target the display network on Google by a couple different options. You could use audiences. We're not going to. You could use demographics. We're not going to do that. Although, well, here's the thing. If they're watching this video or these videos, they're looking for this. So our demographics on this, we could narrow it down and we could say parents if we wanted. Which maybe we'll leave parents, but I don't really want to tinker with this other stuff yet because we don't know the age and gender that's going to buy. Even selecting parental status as parent is going to increase our costs a little bit, but it might be good because that's what we want. We want to show it to parents. We could tinker with all this stuff, but to keep the cost as low as possible, just select parents only. And then down here, we're going to do content targeting. So let's go click that. And here we got options of keywords, topics, and placements. So because we want to run banners on YouTube ads, we're going to go with placements. And this is where we actually enter our placements. So we're going to just click this, and then it's going to ask for the URL of the actual video. So let's move this over. Let's just set up my desktop better. I'm going to move this to a new window, kind of right beside it. There. So now I want to do this one. So I'm just going to right click, copy link, paste, add. There it is. So now my banner that I'm going to upload in a second is going to show on that video. Okay, and then right click, copy, enter multiple. And then you could also go enter, and then you could go to the next one, copy, paste, enter. This one, copy, paste, enter. This one. So it is kind of a manual process here. And the other kicker is we don't 100% know if these videos are all allowing to be monetized. Some creators turn them off. I'll tell you, the bulk of them don't. Like the bulk of them do want to make money, so they're going to actually allow you to put a banner over it. So can you guys see the power of this? Because I'm showing teacher stuff, right? But can you imagine an evergreen niche? Can you imagine, like, say dad to daughter, and you've got this beautiful dad to daughter necklace, and then you find a video that's all about dads and daughters, and you can put your banner over that video and have them click it. Or say it's about wives, like best gifts for wives, or even not even best gifts, but 9. I missed one. I missed that one. Even like, just think about it. If a guy's like saying, searching YouTube for how to make my wife happy, and they come across a video that's looking really good, and then on that video, you have a wife necklace. So on that video, you have a banner that says, "Hey, perfect gift for your wife. Check this out right now." Odds are they're going to click it, because if they're already trying to make their wife happy, that's a very good way to get in front of them. Teacher breaks down in tears when pupils buy him a new pair of shoes. Well, yeah, I don't think I'd go with that. Even this last one, we've got to kind of, I mean, it is a teacher video, but it's not necessarily what we're looking for. Oh, here we go. Look at this one. 5 years old, but tips, what teachers really want for end of the year gifts. Ooh. Wouldn't that be good to have a banner in front of that? Like overlay that one? Of course. Budget teacher gifts from a teacher. Sweet. So our market is basically searching for our products. And all we're going to do, what's this? Tighten the joy of gifting. I don't know what that is. Middle school teacher gets surprise of her life. Student surprise teacher stunned. Teacher gift ideas. So just go through and just make sure it's related. And you can see that I'm just trying to add as many as I can, because I'll use rules to handle this in a second. My favorite student teacher gift. Okay. New teacher favorites. Good. Teacher's Day explosion box idea. Okay. Why not? Teacher's Day just passed, but people are still buying for their teachers. My wife just finished report cards after like a week straight of work, so these are easy teacher gift ideas. Copy link. And I'm just gonna do one more. Easy gift for Teacher's Day. Teacher's Day gift idea. Teacher's Day. Top 10. Well, it's got 29,000. Some of these ones that have a low view count, don't worry about that. It just means they don't have many followers yet, but they can still make money for you. So we gotta, I would say add in 100 if you can. I'm gonna add 20 because I'm not gonna spend all day here. But then you see on the right side, there's 20 in there. So make this like 100. So keep going through till you're at about 100. The bigger the niche, the more options you're gonna have, because we're gonna use rules to control it. So I can make this, I'll just move this over. And I'll make this full screen again. So we can see on our placements, because we've selected our YouTube videos, that's the only place it's going to show. And then targeting expansion, turn that off. Or you could leave it there, I guess. Or actually, if you want more reach, I would leave it off. Then it will only go on your videos. If you wanted to, this is just Google saying that they'll find some stuff that's similar, but like you saw, it could be a teacher getting a surprise, and that's not really what we want. It's related to a teacher, but that's not what we want. So to be safe, I would just turn that off. Enter your enhanced cost per click bid. Click this. So since I selected manual, I have to enter a bid, and I would start at like 2.51. Now you're not necessarily going to pay that, but if you look on Facebook and what you pay per click, you actually pay per impression. But if you look at the stats on what you're paying per click, it's always about $1.51 typically. So we're going to bid a little bit higher. You could even go like 301, which actually I think I'm going to do, just to make sure I get some traffic. Because if they have low impressions, like there's not too many people looking at those videos, I want to make sure that my ad gets shown, because I know it's a valuable click, because these are people that have buyer intent, so I'm willing to pay a bit more. But even though I'm bidding $3.01, that doesn't mean I'm going to pay $3.01. It goes into the auction at that price. And then if somebody else is bidding like, say, 46 cents, then if I bid 301 and they're bidding 46, I'll pay 47 cents for the click. So Google's very fair like that. Now, we're at the create your ad spot, and this is where we've already done this, but they want you to do responsive ads. So you can do these if you want, and they do work, but in order to simplify, we're just going to change that to upload display ads. This is just very simple. All you need is your URL to your ad and your banner. So let's copy the URL, and we'll paste that right there. And then we'll click on choose files to upload. And we will go with our two images, our two banners that we made. So we'll go with the black one. I don't know if I might be able to do two at a time here. There we go. So two uploaded ads. We're going to now click add to ad group. There we go. Now we're going to click create campaign. So it's starting now. 4 countries, English. We want sales. It's standard. $50 a day. CPC enhanced. 2 ads, which we can click and look at them. So their placements, that's a bid. Any gender, any age, their parents, any household income, any audience, any keyword, but we're actually targeting by this. And there's our ads. So continue to campaign. And it looks like so. Go to while enabled. And I'm not sure where ad went. I probably have a filter on or something. There it is. So if you ever see that and you're confused, you're like, well, where the heck is my campaign? Just go to all campaigns. Here's your filters. All enabled, all but removed. Go all enabled, then go campaigns. There's my campaign. So you can see it's $50 a day. When I click it, I go to my placements. That's the ad set level. Then I could go to actual settings on this. Let me try something. Campaigns. Click and settings. Should bring me back to the spot where I can look at the bidding. And here I just want to try something. No, it's still not there. That's fine. We'll run it like that. And there's your additional settings, so you can change things if you need. Let's go back here. And if we want to look at the placements, we click it. Then we go to placements. Then we can see all of our placements. And then if we click on this, it will open up the actual ad, or the actual budget teacher gift thing. Well, this is actually an in-stream ad that we can skip. There's our teacher. So 288,225 views. This is an old one, but people are still watching it. Favorite quote mug, do it on a dime. 1.38 million subscribers. Holy crap. crazy. And then there's even more down the side here if you want to add them. But your ad is going to show right here when she's talking. And then people can click it and they'll go right here. Well, for me, they'll go right here. So that is very cool. So we're not done yet though. We want to make sure that all of those placements, let's go back to placements. Some of them will spend like quite a bit and they won't get a sale, right? So we want to have the rules in place to make sure that we're covering our butt so that we'll actually shut them off if they're spending X amount without a conversion. And then we want to set a second rule that says if it got a conversion, we got a sale, that it's profitable, otherwise cut it off. So tools and settings, and then we go to rules. I've got a couple in here from the other one, but I'm going to add a new one. Actually, that's keyword. So these are all keyword rules. So I'm going to hit plus, and it's going to be a placement rule. And type of rule is pause the placement. And this is 2 placements in selected campaign, select your campaign, and then click done. And the condition is this. So we're going to say performance, if cost, which is spend, is greater than, like how much you want to spend to get a sale. So on that one, I make what, $30-ish. So maybe I say, okay, I'll spend $15 to get a sale. And then add conversions, and conversion is less than 1. Then I'm going to say, turn it off. And now I can run this at, you're running it twice a day. I've been running twice a day lately. You can't run it every 30 minutes with this. You have to create a second rule in order to do so. So this is going to run daily at midnight, and I'll go like so. I'll say placement rule number 1, or you could put it for your actual campaign name. And I'll run this at 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern. This will say turn off if cost. We'll use Google language here. Cost is greater than, what did I say, 15, and conversion is less than 1 lifetime. So let's copy that and then save. So now it's going to watch that campaign for me for that at 12 o'clock a.m. So now I'm going to do a new rule. I'm going to repeat that placement and pause and selected campaigns. That one, done. Then I'm going to say the same thing. Performance cost is greater than 15 and conversion. Just taking a second. Conversions is less than 1. It's the number. Apply. Now I'll run this daily at noon using data from all time. So I'm running these every 12 hours. And that is enough to keep track for me. That's why I set the trigger point at 15 instead of higher. Good. And then did I put rule 2? I'll put rule 1. And then save. Now you could do the same thing if you get a sale, but I'm just going to run the get a sale one once a day. So let's go new rule, placements, and this one looks a little bit different. So it's pause placements, placement in selected campaign, and then here the condition is this: if conversions is greater than 0 and cost per conversion is greater than, we'll say 30, because at that point it's not profitable anymore for us. So if we set it at that, that's our break even, and we could set that lower to lock in profits too if we wanted. I'm going to run this daily at midnight. So you could run this twice a day if you wanted, but for this particular rule, I'm just going to run it once a day. Now, you are also going to be watching your campaigns whenever you want. So these rules are just kind of like a safeguard. just in case you take off for a day or in case you forget. I mean, you're probably not going to forget, but there. I do rule 3. Yeah, I did. Same. There we go. So rule number 1 is checking at midnight to see if it spent $15 without a sale. If it spent that without a sale, it's going to turn it off at midnight. This one is going to run at noon, same trigger points. This one is going to run at midnight. If it got a sale, at least one, but the cost per conversion, so our cost per purchase, cost per sale, whatever, is greater than 30, it's going to turn it off. So that is how you set up the rules and you apply them to your campaigns right here in this part. I never get this part right. I do it right for once. Oh, I actually did. All right, so last thing is this. If you come in here, say later in the day, and you're looking and you're like, oh, what the hell? I don't have any impressions. First thing you need to check is ads and extensions, because this is the key. If they're under review, which banner ads don't take very long, because they actually do have AI that scans it and makes sure there's nothing funky going on. If it's under review, that's why you're not getting traffic. If this is approved instead of under review, then you can go to your campaigns and look here. But I would actually leave it for at least 24 to 48 hours before you touch anything, because every time you touch something on these, it kind of goes back into like almost learning mode and traffic stops. So once you've set it up, as long as you set it up correctly, which we have, you're good to go. Okay, so if that $50 a day budget is too high, do 25, okay, or do 10. Like if you do 10, you're gonna be there for a while till you get a sale. So obviously the more you spend, the faster you move. But if you have a lot of patience, then set it lower. If you're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try what Will said on like $5 a day, go for it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's gonna take a while, but you're moving slow. And then once you gain sales and you gain experience and you gain confidence, then you can bump that budget up. So then the next question is going to be, how do I scale this campaign? And it is very simple. You edit the budget. You know, on Facebook, how we don't really edit budgets because the wheels fall off the bus? It's actually the opposite on Google. You can jack up that budget because we are showing ads to people who are typing this stuff in. So they're typing in best gift for teacher from student, right? Or even this, they're typing this in. And we got all these, so they're actually looking for this. So Google can't show our ads unless somebody actually looked for that. And unless somebody's actually looking at these videos, they can't show the ad. So they can't say, okay, well, I know he wants, you know, he's selling teacher gifts, but let's go show it on a video of a guy building a shed. Well, that's not related. That's not what I want. Facebook would show it on the video of a guy building a shed. Google won't. That's why the wheels fall off the bus on Facebook whenever you increase the budget, because they just go wild. They're like, oh, we got all this money. Let's go blow it. Let's go party. And they'll show your ad to people who have no chance in hell of buying. Whereas Google doesn't do that. Google's buyer intent. It's not interruption marketing. So it's a lot more solid. So could you only do what I just showed you today and never touch Facebook again? Yep. If you wanted, you can master this. Okay, a lot of guys don't do this only because it's not popular. That's the only reason. It is profitable, but it's not popular. So let's keep this our little secret. Your homework is to basically go out and set up campaigns here. Set up banner ad campaigns on YouTube videos. That's what I want you to do. Even if you want to test, I want you to do that. So this is done, right? So what's next? Simple. Set up banner ad campaigns on YouTube videos. You can test products this way. You can ramp up products this way. Meaning like you got a winner and you want to ramp it up and scale this way. Facebook is not the only traffic source in the world. So I have my account back now. I'm happy. But now I'm thinking the analogy that I read online was awesome. It's like this: when you're advertising on Facebook and you get an ad account restricted for no reason. It's like you're sitting there and the police come to your door and they're like, come on, you're going to jail. And you're like, well, what for? And they don't answer you and they throw you in jail. And then you're sitting in jail and you're like, when am I getting out? And they're like, they don't answer you. They don't say anything. And you're like, well, what did I do? And the police don't answer you. They don't say anything. And then one day they just unlock your cell door or whatever in jail. They're like, hey, you can go. Oh, sorry, you can go. And you're like, okay. So then you go and then you're free and then you're wandering around the streets and doing your thing. And you're like, well, when are they going to knock on my door again and send me to jail and not tell me what for? That's what getting your ad account restricted on Facebook is. It is the most bizarre, asinine, backwards, ridiculous way to run a business in the history of the earth, I think. Like, how can you just take people and say, oh, by the way, gone, like snap of a finger. Well, what I do? They don't answer you. They send you to some generic page. Okay, well, here you go, have it back. Oh, sorry about that. Really? Because you just killed a whole bunch of my profitable campaigns. I lost money because I couldn't run for those like 3 or 4 days. I had to wait for you to tell me you're sorry. And now you won't tell me what I did wrong. Like, if any other business tried that crap, they'd be run out of business. But because it's Facebook and because it's online and because we're a unique breed and most people don't even understand what we do, they get away with it. So imagine going to McDonald's and like them just saying, no, you can't come in, or them like feeding you, you go there every day for a month and then one day they just lock the door and say, nope. And you're like, well, why can't I come in? And they don't answer you. And then one day you go there and the door is open again and they let you in and they feed you and they act like nothing happened. But like, imagine McDonald's did that. Well, a lot of like millions of people would be up in arms. They'd be all over the media. But Facebook does this every day to people. It's just completely ridiculous. So the point of my rant is diversify, all right? Diversify. So if there's any questions, I'll take them. That's that for this one. The next challenge is actually awesome because we're dealing with wedding season. And you know what people buy when they get married? Gifts for everybody, like bride and groom, bridesmaids, groomsmen. Guys buy like gifts left and right for their fiancés, for their mother-in-law, for their father-in-law, for their new daughter-in-law, for their new son-in-law. It is insane the amount of gifts and the amount of money that people spend over the summer on wedding stuff. That's why I'm running like 2 wedding challenges in a row, because I'm going to show you how to profit off this and make some good moolah. All right, so I got a question here. Do you run YouTube banner ads for mugs or just necklaces? Thanks. You can run it for any product. Okay. I went through the spiel about mugs and I said that it is more, the less profit margin you have to work with, the harder it's going to be. Okay. But if say you're running a Father's Day mug. Does this work? You got to tinker with this. Well, I don't have a mug, but they do have Best Father's Day gift. So you got a Father's Day mug, and you're like, I want to show it to all these people, but I don't know where to put it. By the way, this is Google Shopping ads now. So you go, oh, well, that Best Father's Day gifts 2020, uploaded 3 days ago, 111,000 views. Holy crapsicles. You know what? I want my banner ad to show right here. Then you can 100% have your banner ad show right here. As long as his video is monetized, which odds are this guy is, because I can tell just by looking at it. There's a banner ad. Boom. Want your ad for your Father's Day coffee mug right here? Do what I just showed you. Want it for a beer stein, a t-shirt, a necklace, a blanket, anything. You can sell anything on here. I mean, you can't sell like alcohol, tobacco, or firearms, or like, triple X stuff, but anything legit, you can put it on here. So yeah, definitely. So imagine that. Somebody's searching for Best Father's Day gift. They click this video, they're watching it. Your mug comes up. You're like, world's best farter. I mean, father. Get this mug now for dad. Click here. Well, holy crap. That's going to work. And you're going to get sales. And you didn't even use Facebook. Imagine that. Right? Crazy, right? Okay. Facebook is doing this to all their clients in broad daylight. Yes, they are. It is ridiculous how Facebook has they just slap you and like punch you and kick you, and then they come back like 4 days later, like, oh, sorry, here you go. And then you're like, well, when are you going to do that again? It's almost like an abusive relationship. It's ridiculous. Haven't been active in the previous challenge. Is there a video on Google Shopping Ads set up too? I don't have a video in this one on Google Shopping Ads because I'm not using a store. So for Google Shopping Ads, you have to have your own domain and you have to have a product feed. I do have a course on it. Go to ppc-coach.com/courses. There's 2 courses on Google Shopping Ads that I have. They are really, really good, but I can't show them in here because you have to have your own domain that you have to be able to claim, and you have to have product feed. So if you're using GB Pro Store or Shopify, you can definitely and should be doing Google Shopping Ads because they do work well. But even then, you're really relying on your keywords in your title and your description in order for Google to know what your product is and who you want to sell it to. Because on Google Shopping Ads, there is no targeting. It's kind of like it's kind of like a no interest ad set in Facebook. They just kind of figure out who your buyers are. So you're going to get a lot of, well, once they do figure it out, it's very, very profitable, but it takes them a little bit of money in order to figure out who your actual buyers are. So remember, companies like Facebook and Google, they have data on all of us, like huge databases. All right, I'm going to close with that. I hope you guys are pumped to see, just another option. Just if Facebook's got you down, or if you want to expand, which you should always be expanding, you can run any product for any event, for any seasonal event, for any evergreen niche. You can do it all with the training that I just showed you. All right. Hope you got a lot out of that. I look forward to your questions in the forums. Next challenge is going to be wedding. I'm running 2 of those because they're awesome and we will make a lot of money during the wedding season. So we'll see you in the forums. Have a great day and we'll talk soon.